Okie dokie. I'm going to go ahead and stream this and start recording. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the new season. It's actually a new look at Cassidy gameplay that we're going to be checking out. I got a handful of codes to go ahead and get us started. Before I go in and jump into it, I do want to remind everybody that I do offer free Cassidy coaching anytime of the week, any day of the week. You can join our Discord. Link will be in the description to be able to get Cassidy coaching. I do every rank. It just has to be Cassidy. I'll accept up to 30% gameplay of any other hero, but primarily Cassidy, so we can build the most comprehensive channel regarding Cassidy and improving on him. I'm going to go ahead and hop into these codes. Let's do replay, import. We are going to start with Woohoo Rin, code 22CYED on Rialto. Okay, so this is Rialto Diamond 1. We're going to be looking at our hero Woohoo Rin. Let me go ahead and also turn this down a little bit. It's kind of loud. And let me double check that the Epic Pen works. Do we see Epic Pen? We don't. Let me fix this real quick. Let me trash, cursor, Epic Pen, display 2, display 1. And surely we see this now, right? Perfect. Okay. But this is Woohoo Rin on Rialto. I also need to change the settings. Whoa, it shows the replay code at the top now. New feature. New quality of life feature from Blizzard. We love to see it. Okay, we're going to be looking at Rialto. So, a couple things about Rialto on Cassidy is it is a pretty alright casting map. I think this is not quite favored, not terrible, but I do think it's quite neutral. On attack, I have pretty much one set strategy. It's to come coast off rip and then play this room until our tank can push up a little bit. Like typically you'll have something like a Sigma here. Once this guy starts backing up. Okay, let me pause it and not hear Junkrat spam. But once this tank backs up a little bit, I will swing wide and then decide what my best play is from here. You have a couple different options. You have this doorway, so you can like 80 peek or come wide and then roll back, trying to pick the back line. And from this doorway, you can come back this way on this flank. But if you think that might be contested, so if there's playing something more like a Roadhog, or they themselves are playing a little bit aggressive here, you also have this coast flank. Don't be afraid to use this. It's extremely strong because there's not a great way for the enemy team to contest you. And keep in mind there's a mega here, but it's really easy to die here. So you just need to time this flank correctly and you should be okay. Generally, you're never going to want to come this way because 1, there's no cover, and 2, it's out of your effective range. You'll only really come this way if the cart is all the way up here and you're trying to make it back to the fight. And you also don't really want to play this high ground because although you do have a different angle onto the people playing here, it'll be hard for you to get support from your team because typically you'll have supports on the floor in main, like playing here or they themselves playing here. So, and you can get dove here as well. So I typically don't recommend this playing high ground as Cassidy when you have this door as an option and you also have this flank as an option. So that's kind of what I'd like to see from Woohoo Rin here on attack. But generally, and if you're thinking about bans on this map, you typically want to ban Widowmaker because Widow is just a hero that you as Cassidy can't deal with very well. So I always recommend banning her as Cassidy. It's also a little bit too quiet. Let me turn it up more. Also, we are going to be watching most of this in a faster speed than 1 times. So just keep that in mind. So yep, we come out left side. One thing to note, it's a small tip as Cassidy, but whenever you're doing rollouts like this, especially when you're near the coast of a map, don't roll out of spawn. 1 in 50 games, you'll die to a, probably less than that. 1 in 100 games, you'll die to a boop off the map, and roll will save you. So just don't roll out of spawn. I mean, that extra 1 or 2 seconds isn't going to be important anyway. So just keep that in mind. It's really relevant on this map, and Eichenwald, attack, and there's a few other ones as well. Perfect. So I want to see you take space. Okay, yeah. So your first mistake is you shouldn't even be walking into this trap in the first place because your instinct should be to come left. So we make a mistake by staying in main. And it's also, I would just keep in mind what our team comp is. So if we look at our team comp, we're actually running double hit scan. So one of you, aka most likely you if you want to win the game, needs to take an angle. As if this other guy plays in main, you need to be taking an angle. So that's kind of the thing with double hit scan. Typically, I mean, Soldier's kind of the other flex hit scan here, But let's say this was Ash instead of Soldier. It's your job as the Cassidy to be taking the more aggressive, more flex DPS like angles. But in a Soldier Cassidy duo lineup here, it's just going to come down to the state of the situation. Like right now, your Soldier is obviously in main, and it didn't look like he has intention to go left side. So it's going to be your job to go left side and try to open up some or literally any kind of angle. So yeah, your mistake here is that you don't really have a great macro plan and you walk into this trap and die. I mean, I'm going to ignore the fact that you don't see the trap, but you just shouldn't be here. Yep. Okay. And also, I don't think you should ever come bridge, and you'll probably find exactly why you shouldn't come bridge. You're just not going to get any value here. Okay, so it actually ends up working out because... Did someone on the blue team die? Okay, they killed Sojourn. Okay, so it actually ends up working out because your tank is taking space, right? Your tank is taking space here. And it just so happened that the person who would naturally be contesting you in this angle, the Sojourn, is dead. So this actually worked out. So that was my fault. Actually ended up being a pretty good play. But even then, I still wouldn't come this way. I think you were betting. This bets on your team actually pushing. And I don't know if I would have done that. I think I would have just went left side and tried to find something around the building in main. But I'm not going to nitpick on it too much. Okay, we're going to take an angle. And you're going to go up top. Okay, perfect. So we're down 1. Oh, our soldier swapped to Genji. That's one thing to keep in mind. Grab this, we give it up, and we come back to main. Perfect. I think it's fine. I wouldn't even take the angle. I mean, we're down 1, and Genji should be fast enough where we don't really need to make a play happen. So I honestly would be fine with you just staying in main. And I don't really want to do this against a Junkrat or a D.Va, right? I just don't like this angle against them. This is perfect. So one thing about micro here is pretty much every time you come to this bridge angle, you should anticipate, especially if they're playing Ana, that they're just standing on the bridge. Because, I mean, if you think about it from Ana's standpoint, where else is she going to stand? I mean, she could be, on paper, all the way back here. But for her to make this rotation, she would have had to come up this stair. It's just unreasonable, right? The Ana's not going to be up here. So what you want to do is you want to peek this, knowing someone is probably going to be there and knowing that you're probably going to need to land a headshot, okay? So you should be conscious of this as you turn the corner. That needs to be, this first shot needs to be a headshot. It needs to be a headshot. Because here's the problem. If you don't get a headshot there, then they can sleep you. They have like a half a second window to sleep you, hit a rail, do literally anything against you. And you don't even want to give them that opportunity, right? You need the first shot headshot as much as humanly possible. But this is still a good play. I'm just coaching the micro a little bit here. That's a bad roll as well. You can honestly just stand here and reload. Did you have ammo? Yeah, you had 2 shots. I would have just shot those and then rolled. But, and this is a situation where it actually does matter. Because you had downtime in that fight. Could have led to someone getting punished, right? Like, we just didn't need to reload there. Cool. Alright. So, another important thing about Rialto is when you win this first point, it's extremely important that you come up the stairs and stage here. You don't have to necessarily stage all the way around here and start fighting for this door frame, but you do need to stage on the staircase because it gives you options and it cuts down on rotation time. The one thing you always need to think about is once you cap a point, you want to try to take as much space as possible, because if you don't take that space for free, you'll have to take it at cost. And we don't want to take anything at cost, right? We want to take free space that's handed to us. So good kill. So I typically don't like playing this side of the map as Cassidy because you don't have options, okay? So the only options you do have is from here. You have this flank out you can drop down the staircase and come out wide here, but it's just not good. It's just frankly not good. Sometimes you can contest people here, like if oh no, we're playing a Zen. Sometimes like Zens will play here and you can fight them, but it's just not very advantageous for us. Generally, because our team will never be with us when we're here. So let me go ahead and clear that actually. So like, yeah, as you'll see, you have a Zen pushing cart and your Ana's up top. You're just not going to get help on this angle, and the fight is not going to be happening here, like where the camera is. It's going to be happening at the door frame. So what you'll see from a lot of pro Cassidys is they'll actually either ride carts or they'll be where this Ana is and looking for fights. So I would do either of those plays. I generally don't think this is good, but yeah. But in terms of how you play the angle, I think it's fine. I think coming out wide here, of course, is risky, but I think you're in a position to do something. So I'm not opposed to this. Okay, so this is something that consistently comes up in your VOD reviews. There's just no one in your LOS. Okay, so it's a good angle. Like, I love you coming out wide here to be able to make a play, but if you're going to do this Deadeye, you need to do it from on it, frankly, here. Right? Like, I would be totally down for you to make this super wide rotation and die for it. Because if you die for it, at least you're making 4 people turn. It's not, you know, you're not dying for free. Like, you're not dying in main. But this, I mean, you bait attention, but you lose your, you end up dying, right? Like, if this is actually genuinely your play, you need to understand, when you pop this Deadeye, you need, as a Cassidy player, you need to understand that this is a bad Deadeye, and like inherently. Just look at it. I mean, you can kind of tell. No one's looking at you. They pop this tire. I'm scared. I get hit by Social E. You need to cancel and roll out immediately. You need to bail on the play. So to be a good Cassidy player, we need to understand, of course, like at a macro level, we need to understand how we should Deadeye. Like, we should not be Deadeyeing here. But we also need to understand when we do inevitably make a bad Deadeye play, that we bail on it and just cut our losses. Because here, you stick in the Deadeye for way too long. You actually do end up canceling it, but it's just too late. And you get domed to die. So, that was your mistake there. Okay. Okay, whatever. That just kind of sucks. This attack is brutal as Cassidy. If you don't have the high ground control, it's really brutal. So I don't really blame you for dying there. Oh, whoops. Okay, sorry. Okay, so we come up the staircase on the left side, looking for this Ana. Okay, we should have landed a headshot. This is a micro issue. So we're looking at Ana. I don't really like the roll. You're rolling into a diva. I mean, she gets nanoed, but you didn't really know that. But anyway, here we just don't really line up our crosshair. We shoot too early. Okay, there we actually get a no rag. It looks like that might be a spectator issue, but oh well. Not really allowed to coach there. The big issue there is you shouldn't have rolled. There's no need to roll there. That wasn't very. I wouldn't say that's like super time sensitive, but whatever. Oh well. And that's also another big reason why I don't like this side of the map, right? Like, it's just anything can happen here, and you're just kind of cooked, right? I try to work this right building as much as I can. Yeah, we stage up top. Yep. Perfect. Looks good to me. Okay, we're gonna come left side. Looking for anything. We're looking for anything. Okay, at this point, you should be thinking about the fight, because the fight's about to happen. So you should be thinking consciously, where do I want to be? Do I want to go for a flank? Should I be playing main? In this case, I would just take another look at your team comp and see that we don't have a lot of damage. Okay, so we have a monkey, we have a Zen. I mean, we have Zen, so that actually ups our damage by quite a bit. We have an Ana, and we have a Sim. Okay, our role in this team comp is actually going to be, we don't want to flank. We actually want to play main, okay, as much as we can. And this is something you'll see from a lot of high-level hit scans, particularly Lip and people like Proper and Merit in them. Whenever they have a somewhat of a flex DPS, like a Sim you can classify in this situation, or more like a Genji or a Tracer, they will generally err on the side of being inside main, so playing on carts, and less like trying to take an angle, like coming over to the Mega over here. So if you don't really know what to do and you can't think of something clever, like setting up a play or marking an angle or something like that, check to see what your other DPS is. And if there's something like a flex DPS, it's okay to play in main, right? You don't always have to take an angle as Cassidy. It's not, it's not 100% important for you. Okay, I wouldn't have done the TP, but oh well. Creative. Okay, cool. And we win the fight. So we didn't actually have any impact this fight. And this is exactly, I just want to briefly touch on this. These are the types of fights we typically want to minimize in Overwatch to climb. The fights where we have no impact is basically the worst kind of fight, because we didn't really change the outcome of what happened here. I mean, our monkey pops primal. I think he also got nanoed and he just kind of kills everybody. And I mean, it's not like you did anything wrong, but this is a good example of, there are fights where you do nothing and then you lose. This is an example of a fight where you do nothing and win, right? So I mean, there's both sides of the coin here, but fights like this we typically want to minimize and try to maximize our value where we can. Okay. So on this side of the map, on third point, I really enjoy playing this choke on the left side here. I think this plays out really well. There's also a mega in this, or a mini in this room here you can grab. But I really like playing this choke and shooting them from the side. And the reason this is extra good is compared to, there's actually a door frame here you can walk through. Compared to, let me actually just move the camera here for a second. There's actually not a good way to illustrate this. But there's this door here. Let me actually clear it as well. There's this door here on the right side. The problem with this door here is if you come out and shoot them from the side here, this turn, because if you look at from main, this turn left is a lot more comfortable than this turn right. Because when you turn right, you're inherently putting your back against the attackers. So this flank is actually really strong and something you should be looking at. But I also wouldn't be against just playing in main and trying to farm headshots. Okay, this is when you should take the angle. Yeah. You should also be using Deadeye right now. This is a great example of a good time to use Deadeye, because not only is your team pushing in from main, you have a sim wall and you have a great angle. If these guys have to take cover, like where are these guys supposed to take cover if you use Deadeye right now? Like where are they supposed to go? This rotation right is so long, like they're actually just fried. So yeah, so you pop it a little bit later than I would, but it's still a good Deadeye. Okay, this is okay. Okay, we need to be hitting headshots. Okay, so I want to look at your micro here. Yeah, you're just aiming a little bit too low. You can kind of see it, right? Like, I'll show you again. This, you know, I don't really mind because you're like on a box. Is there a box here? Yeah, you're okay. You're on a table. My fault. But on this Sojourn, yeah, we're just aiming a little bit too low, right? Your crosshair is here-ish, and you need to just be like a hair higher. So just something to keep in mind. I think this is one thing I'm consistently seeing from you is you're consistently aiming about chest level. I want you to aim a little bit higher, right? Because we should be hitting at least one headshot here. She actually, would she have died? No, she wouldn't have died, but it would have made her life a lot harder. Oh, she ends up dying to Zen. But either way, we have good macro here. Our positioning is great. I like that roll as well. One thing is, so the best Cass players hardly fan. So, like, even on a Ram in form, like, this should never be a fan. Like, you just lost out on, like, 150 damage because you're just using fan from a mile away. Right? Just primary fire. And it makes a big difference. Like, you really need to... You should only really fan monkey bubbles and people when you're about to die and ball sometimes. And that's about it. Generally, even against monkey himself, you should be mouse one trying to headshot. Because the number one like thing is Cassidy broadly is headshots are where you're going to get most of your value and what distinguishes you from other heroes. Particularly people like a Sojourn. You can get her 120 damage rail in the form of a 140 headshot whenever you want, right? And that's why I emphasize so much crosshair placement and aiming head level. Yeah, and like this situation, fanning is appropriate because you're pretty much gonna die, right? And I think they failed. Like you probably should have died earlier, but you're able to get a ton of damage out. But the problem here really is what actually happens? Our team dies. Yeah, you just need to commit to the rotation. Oh well, whatever. I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay, we have Deadeye. I want to see you. So we're kind of coming to a situation where we're getting into last fight territory, depending on what happens. So I would be really conscious about Deadeye, and if you can hold Deadeye, then you should. because then you can use it for last fight. Yeah, I would roll to this angle for sure. This is a great situation of when you need to roll to the angle. Because look, you're already late to the fight because it's Bastion ult. Like, you are not contributing to anything that's going on here. Right? Our monkey's in with Primal. I mean, I don't think we realize that, but he's in with Primal. We just pop Transcendence. Like, we need to get in and do something right now. This is a great roll. Pop Deadeye. Pop Deadeye right now. You're going to put a lot of pressure on the enemy front line. This Bastion will have to hide. This Juno will have to play further in the back line. You're going to guarantee the kill on the Ram. And you can also drop it early when someone dies or you don't see anybody. And then come out wide and shoot people. But I think just from reading the situation, I think this fight's super winnable. And I would be popping Deadeye right now. Whoops, you're not soon. Great job. Wow, okay, actually. Perfect. And just hold it. Just hold it. Just hold it. Perfect. This is a perfect play. This is... Lip would have popped this Deadeye. This is a great work. Nice job. Honestly, you didn't do bad on third. I think your problem point was second there, but I don't really blame you. Second's really awkward for Cassidy, so that's how it goes. Also, I wouldn't have come bridge on first. Okay, so on first defense, I don't even poke at the beginning. I found that this plays a lot like Junkertown first. Sometimes when you play poke, particularly against like a Sojourn or an Ashe or a Widowmaker, there's just a lot of room for error. So if you are, I also don't even get a lot of value when I do play up top here. So the risk reward there isn't really, or the risk reward here isn't really there for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play on top here on this ledge and just kind of sit here and mark the angle. So if someone does come here, I can ping them and shoot them and mark them. Or if they do jump up top, I can try to win the fight. So I don't even peek. Yeah, like I would be standing where you are now. I mean, even further back than this. Okay. I'd also be in this situation, I'd be looking at what the enemy tank is. And you can see that it's Zarya. So you can play. Yeah, and this Junkrat is another example of another reason why I don't play up top that much. There's a Junkrat lineup where they can actually land here and one-shot you. So I would be careful about that. But yeah, you can also get one shot up here as well. So put you in a position to capitalize on that guy. I wouldn't have tried to drop there, but I see the vision. Anyway, what I was talking about with the tank is once you see that there's Zarya, you can play the high ground a lot more defensively. One thing to mention here, and this is actually a really important thing. This is the most, I'd say probably the most important roll tech in the game, is you can actually roll tech off this planter up to the top here. It's really consistent. I'll show in the edit, if I do one, I'll show you an example of the roll tech happen. So I'll actually make a note in Discord. Show Rialto roll tech. So I remember to do it after the VOD is done. But that's incredibly important for this map in general. But I like you coming out here. If you're going to come out here, though, you need to play on the door frame, not outside the door frame. Because also a problem is if you roll backwards and you don't do the inputs correctly, you're going to go like super wide or roll into the wall. So you need to just stand in the door frame. Yeah. And I want to see you play this more aggressively, right? Don't give it up. I don't know why you're giving it up. You get marked, but you're not getting pushed, right? Use your audio cues. If you don't hear footsteps, just keep standing here, bro. Get aggressive. I mean, if you don't know the roll tech, you have to do this, or else you're going to have just so much downtime in this fight. Yeah, your Zen dies. It's not really your fault. Okay, playing in main's not terrible. I don't mind it. Yeah, but yeah, okay. So we need to just shoot tank. So especially against Zarya, your matchup into Zarya is really good. So you should just be, once you shoot here, you should back up, play this planner, shoot here. Okay? Or just keep looking for Zarya when you can. Don't worry about the Sombra. Don't worry about her. Who's Zarya? Okay, this is a mistake. So you should only, I don't know if it was a mistake, but I think generally when it comes to peeling, only peel if it's convenient for you. Okay, so here it's not, I mean, yeah, it is a mistake because it's out of your range. Like, what would have to happen for this to actually be a successful peel? You would have to headshot her 4 times, right? Like some insane gameplay that not even Lip could do. Like, there's just no way this is going to pan out to you. So only peel when it's convenient. In this situation, the only thing you could have done is calm to your team, hey, Sombra behind, and that's it, right? Because the rotation for you to go mark this Sombra is too long. Like, this is an insanely long rotation for Cassie to be able to make. The only thing you can do is just periodically turn around and make sure she's not on timing on you guys. Or you catch her on her cycle, right? I mean, and neither of those are happening in this situation. Yeah, you just need to... Your team needs you... Whoops. Your team needs you on front line shooting this Zarya right now. Like, this is too much downtime. Because that Sombra effectively got 2-for-1 value in that moment. Yeah, and... Yeah, and this is a great example of why you need to be main. Because if you shoot this Zarya, you might have actually saved your sim. I mean, your sim... Yeah, your sim definitely doesn't play this correctly. But if this Zarya gets headshot, I mean, who knows? The butterfly effect might have saved your sim's life. Anyway, we need a backup now. You need to just commit to the rotation. Yeah, don't hesitate. You need... Because if you don't rotate, you're dead, right? So it's either... It's either stay here and die, or take a risk and maybe die. Okay, so you need to take the risk and maybe die. Okay, now that you're stuck here, I want to see you come out wide here and actually go for a flank play. I think that would be optimal. Yeah. I wouldn't be staying here. Because once the fight starts, being here sucks as Cassidy. I mean, I don't want to be here. I mean, being here is okay, but the Mega's hacked, right? So I want to see you come all the way Mega and try to force this fight. And even if you make one guy turn around, like, it's going to be a really high impact fight for you. Yeah, I mean, this feels terrible. Yeah, I mean, you don't even touch. Like, if you're going to play here, I mean, you need to touch. But, yeah. I wanted to see you either do the rotation or try to touch there. But, whatever. Okay, so you guys are actually... your Ana died. But it would have actually been great if you could hold the payload. Yeah, you need to play with your Rhine and just die on payload. Yeah, you're kiting out too early. Like you need to just die on payload. Because if your Rhine dies, what are you going to do anyway? Like, you have to kite anyway. So you need to die on. Yeah, that Deadeye's a little crazy, but... Yeah, it's a macro error. Okay, you get out? Sure. Okay, you want to... So, we should be staging right now. Our team is coming back. Where do we want to be on Cassidy? We want to be here. Main is okay because you have this wrap play. But typically, I like to start here. And then if the fight pans out to where main is good, then I'll come in. But I think either one is fine. I don't like this right room, though. I think this right room is just bad. Frankly, I think it's just a bad angle. Yeah, like, so here's the problem. We come right. Literally everything is out of range. Okay, actually, every single thing is out of range. I mean, maybe the Zarya if you farm headshots, but you get poked out by the Sojourn who's pocketed. There's a BAP as well who can contest you. Right? It's just not. It's not comfortable. Like, I want to see you take more risk and come here and try to shoot them from the ground. But because if you do this, you also mark this angle from being taken. So you mark the BAP who can no longer take space. This is, I think, a winning fight for you as well. So, I mean, this would be great to do, and you can shoot them from down here or from up there. Like, this angle is just not optimal. Okay, we come back up top. We try to poke them off the bridge. Yeah, see, and because we take a bad angle, we require healing from our Ana. Our Ana's pocketing us right now. Like, that just shouldn't be happening. Good kill. It's good that you're standing still, but imagine you doing what you're doing right now from right here. Or right here. It's just better. It's just straight up better. Yeah, like, you even have to roll to the angle. Okay, I would bet if I was with your Rhine, or if I was in voice chat right now, I'd say, hey, let's hold the bridge. Because it's actually really good to hold bridge. And I would actually just stand here and play with my Rhine. Because if Rhine stands here, how do they actually get him out? It's actually really tough. And if they do push him, he can just pin back and try to live as well. So I would be commenting to my Rhine, hey, let's ping bridge. Or I would drop and spam the group up button as well. But I would only do this in, like, Diamond to Masters or above. Because otherwise, I don't think people are going to be really calming that much. Yeah, I don't think dropping is a mistake here. And I guess you guys can play the high ground, but I would like to see you guys play bridge as well. Because that choke is brutal. It's really brutal. This is fine, though. Okay, we're playing the high ground. We're just kind of poking. Perfect. This is fine. I mean, because you have no other option. I think the one thing to just keep in mind is you just need to take the least amount of damage possible, right? Because the risk reward here is very asymmetric for Cassidy. You're not going to be able to do any reasonable damage to that Sojourn unless you get like 5 headshots in a row, right? So this is going to be a matter of just dodging her and trying to get like incremental poke, like 20 damage off, and try to build your ulti. So just don't die. Just don't die and you're fine. Your sim dies for whatever reason, not your fault. Yeah, but like you needed to be on bridge here. Is there any way like... Yeah, you can see her riding through the wall. Nah, I don't really blame you. I don't blame you for not dropping, but I think the ideal play here would have been to drop and play the bridge. And I don't know. It's hard to say. I don't know. I'm not going to overthink this. I think this is a weird situation because of how your Ryan's playing. Okay. So this is a situation where like they haven't committed any. This isn't inherently a bad Deadeye in the sense of like you have a lot of range and the enemy team is far away and they're not going to be able to kill you, whatever. But the problem is they haven't committed anything. There's no commitment from the enemy team, right? They haven't even taken the space yet. Like, I mean, this Sombra EMPs, she realistically probably shouldn't be EMPing you. They should just be kiting. But they haven't committed anything, and you typically want to use Deadeye when a commitment has already happened. Like, if I wanted to Deadeye here, like that was something I was thinking in my brain, I would have wanted to see, what I'm thinking in my mind is, I need to dodge sleep, number 1. And number 2, I'm going to Deadeye right on monkey jump, okay? So I would be listening very, very intently for monkey jump. And once that goes through, like, I think he was kind of positioning to jump here. I would have waited for that jump to go through and then use Deadeye. Because what is Monkey going to do? Right? How is Monkey going to deal with me after he jumps in? He can't. There's nothing he can do. And then the EMP would be forced and it would just be optimal. Right? Mid-fight. But now you're on the back foot. Your Ana gets domed. I mean, whatever. I wouldn't say this fight was inherently your fault, but I think we could have played a little bit better in terms of Deadeye. And yeah, you're just kind of cooked either way. So, I mean, you trade out, which is not bad, but whatever. Okay. Come left side. Cool. Cool. Yeah, we have to hit shots here. Is what this comes down to. So it's actually a good angle, but we're shooting too early. Like, you don't even complete the flick and you shoot. Shoot too early again. You're not doing any target confirmation, right? Whenever you're shooting these guys, you need to reasonably, before you pull the trigger, reasonably think my crosshair is on the body right now. Like, that one I can kind of understand because you're moving to the right and she adjusts to the left, so you end up over aiming. But yeah, like that was pretty unacceptable.
This ends now.
Okay. Okay, that's fine. We're using fan on the monkey, not a big deal. Yeah, like, I think if your playbook is to fan monkey, which is arguably, you know, you can argue it's good or bad. I mean, Lip never fans monkey, ever. He never fans monkey. And I emulate Lip. So I wouldn't be fanning monkey here. I would just be shooting him. So in this case, it's optimal for me to pick the Deadeye perk. But if you know you're playing against monkey and you know you're going to be fanning him, you should be picking the fan the hammer perk. If that's your playbook. But it's just going to be up to you how you want to play that specifically. Yeah, and one thing I'll just briefly mention about this, because it's kind of coming up here, is pro players, even when the bubble or the shield or the Rhine shield is this far away, they'll still fan, and I think it's optimal. Because your fan bullets have the same drop-off as your primary fire, so it's still and you're going to hit every single fan shot no matter what, so it's might as well fan. So on this point, on defense, this flank is not as good. And the reason this flank is not as good is if you look at, the architecture, the flank here is like this door frame, or maybe it's like a little bit to the left of this, whatever. when the defenders are pushing this point like this flank on the left side is in front of them, right? It's really comfortable for them to look left. So it's generally not that good. Also, this range here from this left side to the point is typically out of range. Like, whoops, that's the wrong tool. Like from here to here, this is like 30 meters, and you're just not gonna do a lot of damage. So you won't see a lot of high-level Cassidy players go for this flank on defense. It's generally gonna be a lot of just play main and deny. So you're gonna be denying this rotation, and you're gonna be marking the angle when they do come for the flank. So that's how you should be thinking about playing third defense on Cassidy on this map. Okay, but getting into it. Coming left side, okay, cool. And then just shoot monkey. Shoot monkey. At this point, I would see, okay, he's nano. There's like pretty much, he probably has primal. There's essentially nothing I'm going to be able to do against this guy. And I'm ignoring him. Yeah, I am straight up ignoring him. And I'm going back on him. Okay, yeah. So it's just lost. I don't think there was really a way for us to win this. I think once that nano goes through, honestly, you needed to, like, when you're in the fan animation, just be like, there's no way I'm helping this, and turning left and trying to kill something backline, because you just need something to happen. But honestly, I don't really blame you. I don't think it's really your fault. I think if you were going to win, you needed to win on second defense or first defense, and that was really your problem. Like on second defense, you needed to play this high ground more consistently rather than this right side, and you needed to not do this deadeye so early, and I think you could have probably held that. And on first defense, if you didn't mark this Sombra and you kept the pressure on Zarya, that might have helped. Or if you played this angle more aggressively, that might have helped as well. Like, I don't think you're meant to win this third fight. It's just the odds are stacked against you there. I don't think a Deadeye could have helped you either against a Nano Monkey with Primal. Like, you were just kind of cooked, to be real. Okay, so we're on third attack here. We got 1 minute. Or we're on second attack, I guess, with 1 minute. I want to see the left play again. Yep, we're going for the left play. Don't even stop, just keep going. Keep rotating. Don't stop. Grab the Mega. There's a Mega right next to you, bro. Just grab this Mega. Play aggressively. You can disrespect them a little bit, right? Grab the Mega, walk up forward. Chances of you dying here is pretty low, right? Of course, you don't want to walk into a Sigma or people who counter you like a Diva, but I would bet you're likely not going to die, because also on this angle, it's quite easy for your healers to heal you. So yeah, just keep walking. And bad roll as well. Okay, TP. Okay, come out left. Shoot the jump rat. We come out super wide. Wow, we're going super wide. Okay, we are committing to this play. And we roll back. Okay, I guess we aren't even commit to it. Okay, we get punished. If you're going to do this, you go so wide. Wait, what? Sorry, okay. You go so wide that I'm like 80% sure you're going to die. 90% sure. You have to just go wider. Like, you need to, if you're going to run away from these guys, you need to roll backwards. Like, don't roll back toward your team. You need to roll backwards and just try to get them to chase you as much as possible. Because when you roll forward, I mean, the monkey in this map, like, they should have killed you probably earlier, but they kill you now. And it's pretty cheap for them. And now they're in a good position to follow up off the death, right? They're closer to the payload. So I don't really mind you coming left. Once I saw that there was no one within, like, viable shooting distance, of course I'd mark this Junkrat, but I am looking to come up the staircase and shoot them from here. And if I don't see them again here, I'm coming to kill his Ana, is what I'm doing. Because the thing is about snipers on this map is they can just play all the way back here and they're impossible to kill. Like, who is going to kill this? Who on your team is going to kill this Sombra? Or this, not Sombra, this Ana? It's going to be your monkey, but only if you win the fight. Like, only if you win this first fight here. But you're still in that fight right now. So I would have not gone this wide on the Junkrat, went up top and tried to fight the Ana. And if I do get marked up here from the monkey, it's so much harder for the monkey to kill me. He's got to jump across, and then I can fan him or shoot him or see him while he's doing that, roll away, come play the Mega. Like, I have more options to bait out more time. Right? I mean, the fight's already lost. You're down 2, but I think that would have been your best play given the cards you were dealt. And I just don't come this way. I just don't think it's good. I think 90% of the time you're not going to be able to get value. Yeah, like... Yeah, maybe if you had better aim, you could have killed the Social Run, but I just don't think you're meant to win that. Like, Cassidy's just not built for that angle. Like, you need to come left side Like, let's see what we could have done here. So we go right side, and we would have been probably in the fight about now. Okay, so what would I be doing? I'd be breaking the bubble, breaking bubble, shooting monkey, shooting monkey, shooting monkey. Right, like, monkey, if we hit headshots, maybe you could have died. Like, I don't know, but, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, it's better than this play. Like, this play is just death. Like, it's just not good map architecture for Cassidy. There's some maps where I could tolerate something like this, like Hotel on King's Row, but this is not close range. This is no cover, straight up inting type situation. And this kind of, the reason this flank worked for you on your first attack is because your team was pushing up as that was happening. Like, your team had won this here and was like all the way here, right? They had another 10 meters. And we don't have that yet, so we're walking into the backline alone in at point blank range, which is like obviously not ideal for Cass. So we kind of honestly tossed this attack. The first fight, I don't know if we could have done too much better, but we could have had something more optimal, that's for sure. Okay, so pressure is high on defense here. So once again, I just wouldn't be peeking. I would just be playing back and playing my life because I just don't want to get poked out and die or force resources. I wouldn't be fanning him. You just gotta shoot him. But I'm glad you take the fan perk against Monkey. I think it's better if your intent is to fan him. So I won't worry about it. Oh, we die. Yeah, this is exactly why I don't poke, right? I mean, you die in a little bit of a different situation than I would be, but this angle is just, it's too easy to die from getting outranged, and it's hard for you to get support sometimes, right? Like if there's an Ana here, depending on how they're playing the cover, they won't really be able to see you. And if you come wide like here, you're basically impossible to heal. So I just typically don't play the high ground like aggressively. Like I play really defensively. The only time I wrap is when like the cart is here and I can flank the backline by coming up top and shooting them in the back. Like that's the only time I really play this like that. Yeah, but that's your fault. That's your fault. But I don't think it's wrong to play high ground to begin with, for clarification, right? Just play here and then kind of feel out the situation and then, you know, fight for it, but don't play aggressively for it. And is the game over? Yeah, we lose. So all in all, I don't think this was a terrible map from you. There were, of course, some mechanical error, but every player has that issue. But I think in terms of macro, just keep in mind that playing main is okay as Cassidy, but you have this door, which is really strong. And don't be afraid to go up this staircase and try to flank somebody on timing if there's no other good play, right? So don't hesitate to do that. And on first, also, when you're defending, you want to play for this high ground defensively, right? Not offensively. Like, you don't want to be here and fighting. I really think the optimal play is to play here. Unless you have something like a Brig or a healer pocketing you, I just don't think the risk reward is here for Cassidy. And on second point, attack, or just in general, I don't like this side of the map. I frankly don't think it's good for Cass. I don't think there's a lot of options that are good, and it's surprisingly awkward the same way first point high ground is for healing and support from your team. So I like to come up the staircase on attack and fight for it, or try to look for some play, like do some, you know, cheeky wrap here or something like that. But I think that's probably a lot more optimal. And on this part of the map, I just like to play main. I think main is just strong for Cassidy. It's really good range for you, and the cover's not great for defenders nor attackers. So I like to just play around cart. And on third, on defense, it's more about marking and denying angles. And on attack, just think about this left flank and when you can find timing on that. Otherwise, just play main. But I think you played okay. I think you definitely could have won this game, for sure. I think you made quite a few errors that cost you the game, particularly on this defense here. Like, we shouldn't have played as aggressively as we did. And we could have... What the heck? Okay. We could have won. We could have won. But thank you for the code. Okay. Oh, I will show you guys really quickly the roll tech on Rialto. So what you're going to do is, let me just turn down cooldowns and let me do maps. I'm going to go to Rialto and then give me attack. Whoops. Move. Okay. And start. And then let me turn on my input overlay. Okay, so to do the roll tech on this map, On first, it's super simple. So you're gonna walk all the way to this planter here, and you're gonna just stand against it. No directional input, so no A, D, S, W, whatever. You can literally just stand against it and then roll tech. So you're gonna hit the space bar about a frame or 1 millisecond before your roll, and you'll be able to launch yourself up here. It's really consistent as long as you're pressing them at the same time. If you do it late, even late sometimes still works. Like this is, I mean, that was too late, as you could see, because my jump clears the planter. But if you just do it at the same time, you'll get it pretty consistently. I've done it hundreds of times, and I've missed it maybe like 2 or 3 times in the game. So I highly recommend this. If you can't make that roll tech for whatever reason, the only other way to get to that high ground is you can come up the stairs and you can roll across these bricks here and get here just fine as well. So just know those 2 options exist, but I use this planner all the time. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and hop into our next code. This is for our friends. Oh, I have streamer mode on. Streamer mode disabled, please. Okay, for our friend Photumor or Super Luke 33. View career profile. History, replays, import, new code. This is on PC, silver on Midtown. We won, but I could have played better. My aim was off. Okay, so let me take a sip of water.
Ready for battle.
Doing a lot of talking today. My throat is dry. Okay, how are we looking on time? 45, not bad. Okay, so on Midtown, Cassidy, it's not a bad cast map. Okay, you'll see pros play cast on this map. Whoa, not all the time, but sometimes. Kind of just can depend on the meta. Particularly if Orisa is meta, you'll see a lot of cast on here. But in general, on attack, it's going to be a lot of playing main. And if you guys seriously can't break through choke, you have some options. You can come play the high ground like this, or you can come play for this flank. I've found success with pretty much everything here, but what you should be thinking about is how can I be the most proactive, or like where would I best be placed here, and then think accordingly, right? Like, should I be playing in main? Probably not, because we're getting spammed out. Let me go for left flank, right? And you should be able to feel it based on comfort. So I'll explain more as we walk into the attack here. Also on rollout, don't worry about coming main. Just you should do what your Junkrat's doing, but actually just what your Zen is doing, really, and come up the stairs and jump out this window. And it's the easiest rotation that you're going to take the least damage from, because you can jump out the window and then roll to the left, and it's going to be pretty comfortable for you. So I think that's the best rollout on this map. Yeah, like we shouldn't be getting stuffed here. Like we should be coming out left window and shooting these guys in the back and forcing them to back up. Right. Okay, shooting Ryan. Yeah, we just need to make the left rotation here, but given that we're playing, great headshot, excellent headshot. We'd love to see that. I want to see you keep pushing forward. Keep pushing forward. Don't get scared. Perfect. So whenever you're playing against a melee like this in Ice Block, try not to get point blank. If you get point blank, the issue is she can primary fire you or right click you really easily, because it's basically like her projectiles hit scan at that range. And she can also do some like wall stuff and really mess you up. So I wouldn't try to get point blank against her. I would be playing my range. But that works out fine. Great. Okay. I don't mind this. Not bad. Not bad. I just would have liked you. I think I would have liked to see you go up the stairs and go out the window. But I did not. I thought this was generally fine. No complaints from me. Whoops. Okay. So we cap, and these guys are still here. I like that you don't use Deadeye. I think some cast players would use Deadeye here. But they're just going to cut the Deadeye, and there's nothing you can do with it anyway. So, sure. Okay. Playing in main. Once again, sitting on the carts. That Ryan's like DCing or something. I guess not. Okay. Deadeye. Yes, dude. Huge Deadeye. Yo! That's my cast player right there. That's my cast player. Okie dokie. All right, dude. Okay, so big kill, or sorry, big play. I want to see you come up the staircase on the left and take this angle and play high ground. The reason you want to be here is because when space is free and low risk, you should pretty much always take it. Oh, let me get the input overlay off the screen. Sorry. My mistake. There we go. Okay, we have now since removed the input overlay. When space is free, you want to take it. In this case, it's free. And you want to play... As Cassidy, this angle is generally not great, like playing on the around these railings. I mean, you can break them, but this is just not great range. You can actually stand on this window frame and jump up this wall and stand here, and it's actually a really good angle. It's really strong. So I recommend you play here, or you can play here. This is a little bit more claustrophobic, but you do have a mini to work around, and you are closer to the enemy team. So those are the two angles I would be preferring as Cassidy on defense here. Yeah, like you shouldn't be on cart, because the problem is, if you're on cart, your entire team is basically cart right now, so when the enemy team goes to fight you, you're all in one place, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. But generally, if you want to carry games, you should be taking this angle, because now if I'm the Mei, right, I have to respect the Cassidy and the 4 people on the cart, right? It's a lot more awkward. She has 2 places to look at now. And also, the thing about it as well is that if you are here, it means when the Mei tries to come take this space, she can't just get it for free, okay? And that's whenever you take space, it's not only about having a better advantage point, but it means that if someone can, they have to contest you to take it back. Okay, so we walk up main with our team. Not terrible. I don't mind you shoot. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. My mistake. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna rewatch this. Don't mind you shooting Mei here. I like that you stand still and try to shoot her. And then we back up a lot with sound barrier. Okay, not bad. Yeah, so I want you to notice how bad this feels. So you're in main and it's almost like all hell breaks loose. Like Diva Bomb goes off, then we use sound barrier, and then Blizzard happens, and you're like point blank. There's like so much stimulation and noise happening. Yeah, like there's a lot of stuff going on here. Imagine this whole fight, but you were here. Okay, you were here. Let's watch it again. Okay, let's just envision in our mind what we would be doing if we were right here right now. Okay, I'm shooting Juno. I'm shooting Ashe. I'm shooting the Kiri. I'm shooting Ashe. Maybe this Mei fights me, but she's 1 HP, so I win that. And then I'm shooting these guys in the back line. Like, you can see how much easier this fight is because we have a good position. All right, but because we're in main, like, if your plan is to play main, you need to come out, like, wide like your team is right now. But you needed to come out, like, super wide like this and try to spread out. But we're just playing way back here. It's got the low ground disadvantage. It's just not great. Like, it's just not great for the map. So we need to play a different angle. Yeah, like, this fight's just doomed. Yeah, you should have died earlier, but whatever. Not a big deal. Okay, so one habit you need to build on Cassidy, even when you're walking back from spawn, I never want to see you aim at the floor. Ever. This is terrible. Okay? Like, one game, you're going to be walking back from spawn like this, and all of a sudden, you're going to get wide swung by an Ashe and die. Okay? I want you to be aiming here, ready for that to happen. You should be doing that. You don't have to do it, like, super aggressively, like, literally pre-aim the corner as you're walking type stuff. But you should at least be head level. Like, you should at least be here. That way, when you do have to adjust your crosshair from here to here, it's so much easier because there's less of a vertical movement and more of a horizontal movement than this, right? Like, this is so much of a vertical movement. We essentially, as we're playing the game as Cassidy, we want to have our crosshair at head level at basically all times, and then just move our mouse left and right. Like, yeah. So I can't really demonstrate it very well in a VOD review. I might do it later after this. But we want to be moving our crosshair primarily left and right as we play Overwatch. So I don't actually mind you playing in main here because your other DPS is actually taking high ground. So like your Bastion is here. I don't actually mind this that much. But generally what we should be thinking about as we play Cassidy is like, is there an angle I can take? Right, it's the cart method, which is cover, angle, range, timing, right? Cover, can I find cover? And so I take less damage. Can I find an angle away from my team? Can I find an angle and cover that's in a good range for my hero? And can I do all of that on good timing? That's like how you take engagements as a framework in Overwatch. So, but here's another thing about playing main, right? Like we're playing in main right now. What options do we have that are good for us? I mean, this room sucks. I mean, it's like really close, especially against a Reinhardt. And this just feels awkward, right? We have low ground advantage against the defenders. Like, we need to go high ground. Did we lose? Did we actually lose on second? Or did we cap? Okay, we get further. Okay. I'm going to go a lot faster moving forward because I think you might just make the same error for 2 minutes, which is you don't take the high ground at all and you're forced into bad fights consistently. Yeah. Okay. Aiming at the floor. We fight in main. Okay. And then this fight's lost, so we can just skip. Okay. We finally come top. Okay, so I'm actually going to bet that you win this fight. I'm going to bet that you win. Let's see. Good headshot. See, notice. Imagine if you're in main right now. The enemy team could just fight you here because they have the advantage. It's like super easy for them. But here they have to respect you guys. Like it's so much stronger. Okay. Shooting the Juno. Not bad. No, dude, don't drop. Don't drop. Don't come in. If you are going to come main because you're already here, your play should become wide, like really wide and try to shoot them. But really, dude, you need to be fighting. I mean, you should be fighting this Mei right now. Wait, she not have glasses? Since when did she not have glasses? What? Anyway, you should be fighting this Mei now or coming out here and wide and shooting them. Like, dropping is not great. It's not great. I don't mind the Deadeye. Yeah, but you guys win. You guys won this fight because your team took top. That's it. That's literally all it came down to. Like, a lot of Overwatch, especially when you're like diamond below, is people don't have a good idea on how macro works in the game. So you're like 100% of the time always taking bad fights. Like all this point came down to is you taking bad fights left and right because you're not positioning yourself correctly. You should be taking high ground when you can. Okay, we're just shooting main, whatever, our team's dead. Okay, so we're gonna reset. Perfect. And I'm just gonna skip. Our Zen dies. Whatever. We use an ulti to take it back, I guess. Sure. We get marked by this Rhine. Perfect. Okay. We're gonna take some space. Kill this Ashe, maybe. We get her. Oh, okay. Let's actually look at the micro here. So what's going on? So this is a perfect example of why aiming head level is important, by the way. So we aim head level this whole time. We go a little bit low here, but generally we're aiming about head level. Hit the Ashe twice. Look how little of a correction that needed to hit this Curie. Like you need minimal correction to kill this Curie, to headshot her. And it's because you're already aiming head level. Like, look how easy this kill was for you, or the shot was for you. You're already aiming head level. Bam. Barely an adjustment. Free headshot. That's 140 damage. Okay. Like, she dies because you hit that headshot. She wouldn't have died otherwise. Right? And that's why you gotta aim head level. It'll get you kills. I promise. Okay. Oh, yeah. So what actually happened here? So the Ashes... So you're initially tracking the Juno. Okay, so you're initially tracking Juno. Then she drops, you shoot, and then now you're getting panicked by the Ashe. I think you just panic. That just looks like panic. Yeah, okay. So, I mean, just the thing is, and this will take practice, panic is one of the one things that's you have to just consciously think about in the game, right? Like, as something unexpected is happening to you, you need to just, I don't know how to describe it, but just focus on what's happening. Just remind yourself that, oh, I cannot panic. A good example of this just happened to Overwatch 1 a lot, is people would get caught in grav and they would just like aim, they'd panic and just start aiming willy-nilly, not like looking for a kill. Just keep in mind, like, you're gonna die. If you're gonna die, you're gonna die anyway. You might as well try to aim while you're doing it, right? Don't just sit there and accept death. Panic's not gonna help you. I don't really know. It's something I gotta work on as a coach, is how to like better illustrate how to improve on that regard, but yeah, anyway. So we're playing in main. Okay, cool. I want to see us take space. Sure. One thing I'll mention is this on third point, Midtown here. This flank can be good, but it's just a little bit close and it's easier for you to get punished. I see most pros just play main. So if you just play main, I don't really mind it. Okay, I don't know why Ryan did that, but okay. So if you're going to play main, you need to play around cart, not on a cart. You should be like behind cart right now. You should be like this. Because if this Ashe two-shots you, it's your fault. Okay, so just play cover. Okay. Yeah, so you needed to identify that at this moment when you're on this side, that your best play is to come behind them and shoot them in from the side, right? I mean, like, you can kind of clearly see why this would be good. You'd be making two people turn for you. I mean, even if there's a chance you die here, but you can actually, there's a chance you make a play as well. So I would be looking for something like that. But this isn't terrible. Like, this is actually quite good, actually. Yeah, cool. Okay. So we're going into defense. So defense is tricky. I don't recommend playing here ever. This is, if you just think about the risk reward for playing this angle, you can get outranged. There's no healing. Oh, actually there isn't many, but the cover's not great. They can push you quite easily because you're a slow hero. Like, I just don't like this angle. I pretty much never play here. I mean, of course, if your team is playing up, try to play with them, but I'd rather you be on the floor right now, to be honest, than on this high ground. Okay, Lucio feeds. Not your fault. Play high ground, and we should be leaving. Yeah, okay. So, if your plan was to roll down, and come to the floor and get out, you should just not play the high ground. I just don't think you should play the high ground, really. You should just be in main, shooting them, and then back up. Because what's your ideal play on Midtown as Cassidy is to actually play in the train and then shoot them as they like go for this rotation here to point. You're going to shoot them in the back, and then it's not really your job to touch point. Or it's going to be to play around this fire truck, shoot them as they come out from main, and then rotate back accordingly. Those are kind of like the best plays you have on defense. But here, our team throws. It's not really your fault. We're too close. We're too close. Remember, you always need to remember cover, angle, range, timing. Don't worry about the timing stuff too much right now. I don't think it's particularly relevant to you right now. You should be playing this truck, playing the cover. It's a cover. You're on an angle from your team. You're not playing on top of them. You're on an angle, and the range is good for you. Right now you have no cover. You do have an angle, and you do have range. You're just not meeting the framework. So we walk forward when we don't have to, putting us in unnecessary risk, and we should die realistically. Yeah, that man should have killed us. Yeah, so you should have died, but whatever. Okay, I don't mind this too much. Don't mind you coming left. Don't mind you marking the Hanzo. I don't think you need to make a play here. I think it's just about staying alive and getting damage off. Yeah, so this is the problem here as well. So actually, let's look at our roll usage. I should have been paying attention to this more. Yeah, okay, so your roll usage framework for roll is never roll forward unless you absolutely need to take an angle quickly, or you need it to kill someone that's like 1 HP. If neither of those situations, or you're coming back from spawn and you know you're not getting spawn camped. If any of those situations are true, by all means roll forward. Otherwise, you should basically never roll forward, because roll is your most important cooldown in your kit, because Cassidy just has no range, okay? And because he has no mobility. And because he has no mobility, the only mobility you have is extremely important. So you need to be selective with how you roll. The problem is you roll forward, and then it ends up coming off cooldown, but there's a universe where whenever you peek this Hanzo, you don't have roll and you can't get out, okay? So you should have got hit by that Hanzo for 125 here, and you should be rolling out, but you ego him for whatever reason and you die. Okay, so you just need to roll out after taking that damage.
Come on, Cole. Try a little harder.
Okay, we're also aiming at the ground again, and just make sure you break that habit consciously. Think about that. Okay. Playing in main. I don't really mind it too much. Okay, yeah, don't roll forward, bro. Look. You actually roll forward into dragon. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, this is a good example of how roll forward can screw you over. You rolled into the dragon. I mean, if the enemy team was competent, you would have died right now as you're trying to back up. Like, I would have rather seen you, if you felt like you actually really did need to follow up on your team here, I would have rather seen you roll to the side here and shoot them this way. Right? Not toward the core, especially against a Reinhardt. That's a big mistake. But yeah, okay. So we shoot backline. I mean, our tanks are dead. Yeah. Oh well. Okay, so on this point, it's gonna be awkward, but it's really important that you try to fight for this high ground as much as you can. So it's gonna be preferable if you have someone to help you, but you can come left side and try to shoot them in the back, or you can also jump on this trash can and jump. I think you jump on this ledge and then jump up the wall, and you can shoot them from here as well. So just be conscious that that's an option for you on this point here, because the problem is when they're on this high ground, it's really awkward. It's really awkward to hold this as defense, and that's why on attack I was saying you need to take the high ground. It's just really strong. So yeah, look at the Ryan, perfect. Sorry, taking a sip of water. Is that our beam? No, it's their beam. Okay, horrendous beam from the enemy team. We need to go top. We need to fight the Hanzo. Okay. No. Yes. Wait. Okay, he drops. Actually kills the Torb. This Torb dying is your fault. I'm gonna be real. Like, because this whole fight, like here, we should be rotating. Also, another thing I'll mention while we're here is you can actually jump on this, jump up to this wall, and then come over here and jump up top for a faster rotation. I'll show that after this game. Let me actually show Midtown jump spot on second defense. Okay, make a note of that. You can, so yeah, so you need to come up here and fight this Hanzo. It's your job as Cassidy at this range to come do this. Okay, well, it'd be ideal if it was a tank, but you need to come do that. And because you come do this late, this Hanzo is able to be here for a lot longer than he should. You missed the timing to be able to contest him. And then, I mean, your Torb is bad at positioning, but you could have killed the Hanzo. Like, there's a world where you prevented your Torbjorn's death because you would have made the correct play. I mean, it's not your fault, I guess. Maybe I should reframe it. It's not your fault that he died, but you could have prevented him dying by making the optimal play. Okay? This is fine. Okay, so now we're going up top mid-fight, which is not ideal. I mean, it's fine because you're kind of like taking cover from Kitsune, so maybe it's fine. Maybe it's fine. I don't mind this Deadeye that much. I think it's fine. Suzu comes out, we just draw. Okay, don't roll toward the enemy team, my man. You're gonna die. 95% of the time you do this. Yeah, you almost roll into the pin. Like, actually, how does he not pin you here? What happens? Okay, so he's swinging. He does not care about your Deadeye at all. Dude, it's so close. He almost gets you there. But yeah, man, like rolling forward is just so bad. And now you don't have roll to dodge that, so you take a bunch of damage, and then you just die. Yeah, like you could have accomplished everything you were doing this fight from the high ground. Like, just stand up here, bro, and shoot them in the back. Or if someone's low, shoot them, like literally look down and shoot them, or drop. You can drop to here and shoot them as well, right? Like, just play the high ground more. We don't emphasize it enough on this point. Okay, for retake. Wow, we are really W king here. Okay, we kill the Hanzo because we're the GOAT. And now we're just playing cards. Okay, this is another situation where it's like, if space is free, you should be taking it. I mean, there's a Reinhardt on cart right now, but I would be looking to go make this rotation once again, coming up to this high ground. Because it's also taking space, as I mentioned before. It's not only about taking space and having a good angle, it's also about denying that space from other people. So I would want to go up there and try to deny that space from the attackers. It's really important to stand up there. So you guys end up giving it. So the reason the Mei is even here in the first place, I mean, she ends up dying. Your Zen makes the right play. Your Zen 100% is making the correct play right now. But she's here, able to be here in the first place because you guys give it to her for free. Your Zen tries to mark, or sorry, your Lucio tries to mark her, and that's not a winning fight for him, so he leaves. Your Zen hits a headshot in a Discord, and he gets the kill. This should be you and Zen fighting her right now. Like, you should be helping. But instead, we're AFK in main. Okay, get shattered. If you were high elo, I would have told you to track shatter, but honestly, I'm not worried about it. You got bigger issues. Okay. So I want to see you fan the shield here. If you're going to play main like this against a shield tank like Ryan, you should be fanning shield so it breaks as fast as possible. Okay. And I think we just stand in main for 2 minutes. Yep. So we're in main. We're in main. We're in main. Don't fight for high ground. We're in main. Like, the reason I'm skipping all of this is because this position sucks so much. I mean, sometimes you just have to play in main at the end of the day. But the fact that you're not taking this at all is... It causes you so many problems. Because you're going to have bad fights all the time because the enemy team is going to be up here shooting you. You're not going to be able to do a lot because everything's out of your effective range and all the cover is awkward, right? Like, a lot, like, this isn't going to be very informative. Like, I don't want to give you a lot of advice on this side of the map when you shouldn't really be here as much as you are, right? Like, sure, you're hitting high ground, you know, you're hitting headshots. I can tell you to play cover better, but you'll get that on any map ever. Like, so you do the same Deadeye as earlier, sure. Yeah, like this fight, we needed to make the rotation to top and shoot them in the back. Like, we just had to do that and we don't. Right. I'm sure there's like other stuff you can do in terms of like hitting more headshots, whatever, but like, I just don't think your macro is correct. Okay, hold on. Okay, so we lose second. Shoot this Ryan, shoot this Ryan. Yeah, just don't walk forward is all this comes down to. Like, I don't mind you going for this Ryan. I mean, you see he's low and he's discorded, but don't walk forward here. Like, just, you can do that. You can accomplish exactly what you're doing from right here and you'll be fine. Right, but we walk forward out of habit and it forces us to get walled by this main, we die. Like, this is an entirely preventable death if you just took 5 steps backwards. Or sorry, if you didn't take 5 steps forwards. Yeah, your Lucio could have helped you. I mean, hands begin to kill, but yeah. So just don't walk forward when you need to. I mean, and we see this issue with your role as well. You tend to just autopilot, and because you feel like you want to be in the fight or you're going to be late to the fight or whatever, you just walk toward them or roll toward them and it gets you killed. So you need to stop doing that. Okay. Okay, I don't really mind you playing in main here. Contest the Mei, that's fine. Like, even this roll is not good. For example, we roll forward. If you hit one more shot on her, I think the roll is acceptable. But now, if she comes out wide and walls you, like if she's a better Mei, she would have heard your roll, come out wide, wall you in here, now you're stuck, and you're gonna need a roll to prevent damage and also for a reload. Right? Like that, like rolling here is a mistake as well. And that's what I mean. Like, your roll should almost always be used defensively. Like, if you find yourself rolling forward a lot of your game, you are using roll wrong. Okay. Okay. I don't really like this Engels cast. It's just awkward. I think it's probably objectively good for cast, but I just think it feels bad because I'm going to be pretty extended when I take it. And my peak is kind of telegraphed. But I don't mind you playing here. I don't mind it. Yeah, and that's like why I don't like it. For like precisely this reason, is it's just kind of awkward. I don't really know how to explain it. It's like you fight on the doorway, it's easy for you to get headshot, and the rotation out is really long. You get kind of unlucky that no one is here to help you. Or your Zen died. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really know how to explain that otherwise. It's just kind of a bit unfortunate. We should have been waiting. Like, that was a situation where you kind of needed to identify that you're down to and then play a little bit less aggressively. But also that angle is just kind of bad for Cass. Just how it works out. I think if you're going to play that angle, you need to understand that you can roll to this top ledge from here, and I'll actually show this as well. Afterwards, show Midtown third, roll up to ledge from stairs. You needed to know that this roll exists and do this to get to cover. Because the problem is you back up, you have no cover. You can actually back up to this, roll up to this high ground, and then walk back, and you're basically unkillable. So that would have had to have been your play. Okay, how much longer is this game? Oh, it's almost over. Yeah, you needed to deadeye at any point during this fight. This is a really good angle for Cassidy. They used beam. There's a chance you get beamed from across the map by Hanzo or whatever, but this is going to be such a high impact deadeye that we just need to use it now. Because it's overtime. How are they going to contest this? If you break Ryan's shield, you win the fight. Like, deadeye just needs to come out. Yeah, okay, so you win the fight. So I think all in all on this map, like, it kind of came down to, I'm not going to worry too much about first point. Your second point, you really needed to understand, like, this kind of just shows me that you don't have a great understanding of why angles and high ground is important in the game. So the problem with not taking high grounds, like on this map, for example, is that if you don't take them, you let the enemy team take them. And when they take them against you, you're forced in a bad fight. Pretty much always. Like here, I mean, just look at this right now. Imagine if you're turning around and you're helping your Roadhog. You can, who are you supposed to shoot? Are you supposed to shoot the Mei? Are you supposed to shoot the Kiri? Are you supposed to shoot the Hanzo? Okay, what are you supposed to do? Okay, but if you're Hanzo right now, I mean, look at this. Everyone's in front of you. It doesn't really matter who you shoot. It's high value. Right, like this is so high value. How are they supposed to? And everyone's turned around. They're not even looking at this Hanzo right now. This is free real estate for Hanzo, right? Like, who would you rather be? Would you rather be Cassidy in this situation, or would you rather be Hanzo? I mean, I mean, ignoring the fact that this Ryan is pinning in the back line, I would rather be Hanzo, right? Everyone's turned around. No one's looking at me. This is, I can just play, you know, shoot bots and win the game, right? So, you know, but Hanzo is afforded this good play because this high ground. They took the high ground and he has a strategic advantage from the macro level. Like, you should have been fighting for, and this is not something that's 100% always applicable. There's going to be situations where taking a high ground is bad. Like on defense on Hollywood, the first point high ground can be pretty bad. That's like close to the choke, can be pretty bad. I mean, we're done with this code. I'll just go ahead and boot this up. So for example, on first point Hollywood, let's go Hollywood, and then let me turn on ability cooldown and make sure I'm attack. So on first point Hollywood, for example, let me actually just get there first. I'll go tracer so it's faster. Okay, so on this map, for example, on this defense, notice on this high ground, there's no cover. Okay, there's like there's these pillars here, or this one pillar here that you can use. But there's generally not a lot of cover, and there's no healing as well. And notice that the only way your team can help you from here is if they themselves come up the stairs or they play on the high ground there, right? So fighting aggressively for this high ground and staging here isn't as important as it was on Midtown, because this high ground is generally just not as important on the map. So sometimes you'll play up here on defense and, you know, you poke them out, then you'll realize they're playing poke and then drop or something like that. But you want to actually actively fight for this aggressively. What you'll see is that defenders, they'll do a late fight rotation up the stairs and shoot the attackers in the back like this, but they won't actively fight for this generally. I mean, it's going to depend on the situation, but it's just because the map it's just not great on this map. And how you're going to start to learn this is just through experience. Like, if you watch pro play, if you watch high level players, you'll start to get a feel for what high grounds they take. Like, what homework I would prescribe you is to watch any high level player. Like, even Warren, I guess, is good because he streams a lot. You can watch Warren, you can watch pretty much anybody, and just watch for what high grounds they take. You don't need to think about why they take it. Just think about what are they taking and why, or just what are they taking. Because on the Midtown map, you weren't even taking that high ground and only went there because your team went there. I don't want to see you autopilot. I want to see you take the initiative and think about what strategic points of map are good. Right? So, like, I would have rather you went up here and died. Like, if you were playing Hollywood, I would have rather you went up here and died, because this would be a problem of understanding, not that the high ground is good, but when it's good. Okay, like I need you to foundationally understand that it is good, and then understand when it's not. But other than that, thank you so much for the code. I didn't provide much in terms of mechanics, but I really think most of your issue is in terms of macro and just general game understanding. Okay. Take a sip of water. Okay. Oh, I was going to show on Midtown. Let me actually pull that up real quick. Maps, Midtown. Same thing. And I want to be on defense. So on Midtown, there are 2 spots you need to know. Well, there's actually a couple. I'll just show them all. And I forgot to turn on, actually. Yeah, I'll just do on cast. It's fine. So on second, there's a couple things you need to know that are helpful. So on this point, you can break these railings and actually jump on this ledge, jump on this wall, and jump across like this. Let me put up my inputs here, just for make it easier. So on Midtown here, you can come on second. There's a railings here, so go ahead and break them. And then you're going to jump on this ledge, jump on this wall, and you can actually just jump across. You can roll as well, but I recommend you just jump across. And then you can play this angle like this, and then just roll back whenever you want. It's quite good, and I use it pretty much every time I play this map. Another important thing to know is that you can come to this corner. You can jump on this yellow ledge and then jump on the wall. And you have this angle. You can also just peek over like this if you want. You just keep in mind you can't stand on this other side, and you can't stand on the planar. So you just need to be careful whenever you take the angle and just understand that it's just this. And you can do the same thing from the other side, but you can jump on this ledge here. You can stand on this, and you can just straight up jump on the wall as well. So you can get to either side from either side, really. And then another thing to know is that on this map, you can jump on this water fountain. This doesn't work on some tanks because the hitbox is too big, but on most DPS, you can jump up here and then jump on this wall and then do the same thing this way. So there are those to know. And then there's also on this side, just if you're ever fighting this angle here, just know that you can, from this staircase, just roll. I didn't have roll, but you can just roll up here. And this is way safer than walking through main away from the enemy team. And you can play the wall like this if you want, or you can rotate all the way to elevator and play accordingly. Cool. All right, so that's done. That was Silver Midtown. Okay, so now we're going to look at Zacrete on Kings Row on PC. History, replays, imports. 8PV FF5. Okay, notes from the game from Zacrete. We are playing Cassidy. Nice skin, by the way. Almost carried the team. Most of limbs in the team. Had some missed shots and missed opportunities that leads to the defeat. Looking forward to hear your thoughts on this replay. Okay, so no particular notes or points of improvement or anything. We're just going to take a look at generally everything. Kings Row. This is a popular map. It is also a okay cast map. So the problem with... Oh, let me turn off key overlay real quick. Sorry, I didn't mean to have that on. The problem with this map on cast is it's really congested and there's not a lot of playmaking. It's a lot of just sit in main and aimbot. So you'll see a lot of high-level players have success on this map, and it's really because they have good aim and not so much because they have a good understanding of macro. And I mean, they do, but it's a lot of aim deadlifting and micro. It's like a micro check on this map. But there's a lot, I say that, but there's a lot of macro you can do. I'll briefly go over my strategy for Kings Row. Generally, the best play is to, if we look at it like this, and I pull up the drawing tool, your best play is to always come to the left side of the bus, and you're going to look for either this rotation to the right side of statue, or you're going to look to push through hotel. Which one you choose is going to be dependent on the situation. If they are playing in hotel and I probably can't win that fight, so it's something like a May, I try to come to the right side of the point or of the statue and then try to go for a flank on high ground. Otherwise, if I can take hotel, I will try to go hotel and shoot their supports in the back or shoot their backline. But also sometimes you just have to understand that shooting tank is ideal, right? Against Orisa in particular, Cassidy is quite good into Orisa. You should just be farming headshots as you can, right? But I would just keep in mind that the hotel play exists, and there's also this flank play here. If you also ever get stuck, keep in mind that you can go up the stairs in theater and drop out the window up top here, and then come through alley and try to do some like flank play like this. So all of these exist. Which you use is going to be subjective, and it's not always black or white, which is better. So you'll have to just figure it out as you go. So just be aware all those flanks exist. Yeah, come left side, perfect. I'm actually, it's kind of loud. Let me turn it down just a hair here. Okay. So we come super far left. Wow, where's my team at? Actually, what are we doing? Is something going on? What is going on? What? Okay, hold on. Our Ram takes a gajillion damage and doesn't get healing? Okay. This might be a tough game. This might be a tough game. Okay, so... Wow, okay. So the only issue here is if you are going to come to this side of the map, you just needed to understand that you need to come to the right side and play near the mega. Because this side just has no cover. I mean, it's very rare that you actually get punished on this side of the map, so it's quite unfortunate, but... Yeah, you just need to grab the mega there. Okay, so we come out the side door and we fight this Pharah. Okay, cool. Roll backwards. Wow, did we just get stuffed here? Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh, this is quick play. Okay, so we're in a quick play game. Okay, so either way, I mean, still the same principles on Cassidy, but yeah, whatever. Okay, come out right side. Man, we just need our tank to do something, really. Like, we just need to somehow take space here. Okay, come right side. Nice kill on soldier. He's gonna get rezzed. Big Deadeye. Nice. Like that. Alright, let's... Kill on a soldier is great. We actually are deadlifting right now. I need my Roadhog to walk forward. We are actually doing everything. Okay, don't fan here. Don't fan here. Don't fan here. You should just be shooting her. Fanning, you should only really ever be fanning tanks. People that are like actually point blank, people that are 1 HP, but in like this is just a situation where you should just be shooting them. I don't really know how to describe it otherwise. Do not force point here, just kill Orisa. Just kill Orisa. She's in your backline. If you kill her, it's winning either way. It's not imperative that you're on point, because even if you come to point, like this soldier can kill you. He's gonna get help. This Pharah is above you as well. She could have killed you. Like, yeah, you should have just helped kill the Orisa. Also, you need to be at all times aiming head level, or at all times be aiming head level. There's pretty much no situation where you should be aiming at the floor. Because tell me right now, what strategic advantage do you get for aiming at the floor? There's actually zero. You should be right now, you should be aiming your crosshair at approximately head level, which is about here. Okay. I mean, it actually ends up being the case because Mercy is right here. But you should train the feeling of head level, because naturally, whenever you play the game and you're aiming your crosshair, you don't want to have your crosshair move in two directions, ideally. Okay? You don't want your crosshair to have to move up and then to the right. I mean, it would look more like this, but in terms of raw vectors, it would be a movement to the up, movement to the right to actually click on someone's head. You want it to just be as easy as possible and be right here. Okay? Or sorry, to your crosshair be right here, so you just have to make this movement. If you watch pros and you're like, wow, I want to have aim as good as these guys, more than half the battle is just having your crosshair at this level, okay, at pretty much all times, and then adjusting horizontally. So you absolutely need to get your crosshair off the floor. It's imperative. Okay, it's a foundation of this game. Nice job, and we just play main, which is fine. I don't mind that. So there is a... Whoa, that's a crazy ultimate from the Ursa. There is a flank you have here on the right side to shoot them in the back, which can be good if you time it correctly. I don't mind this, but what I like to do the most on Cassidy is when this point is capped, I like to come around this way and actually go up the stairs and come around this way, come up and play this window. Because from this window, it's so awkward, right? Imagine I'm soldier right now and I'm shooting Roadhog. Imagine if all of a sudden I get pot shot from the top from a Cassidy. It's like my whole world is ruined, right? And also, if you are here, you can prevent this Pharah from taking the high ground as well. So I would like that. But I also don't mind you playing main. I don't think it's objectively bad. Okay. Big kill. Okay, this is a crazy play from the Pharah. Yeah, you need to fire her. You need to fire her. Not only because this is a good range for you, but because it's just convenient. Whoa, sorry, I didn't mean to skip that far. But, so you kill her, and then you come back wide to push the cart. Once you see that boost go through, and she's on your backline, especially when she's discorded, you need to just help your Zen, bro. Zen is not winning this on his own. He needs you to help him. So you should be coming here and shooting the Pharah and shooting the Mercy accordingly to help. This is just not high enough value. Yeah, like what good are we really going to be doing? Like, you're betting that the Zen is going to be killing both of them? Because if Zen doesn't kill them and Zen dies, it's so bad for you guys. Because now there's 2 people behind you and 2 people in front of you and you're 4v4. Like, who's going to win that realistically? Okay, so we choose to ignore Pharah and she kills. She forces our trans and gets a kill on Mercy. You could have prevented both of those things if you fought the Pharah. Nice perk selection, by the way. I like these perks. Okay. Don't walk forward. Okay, so this is another issue I see is lots of Cassidys like to roll forward and walk forward. So here, Arissa's not even looking at you. Ideally, you don't even move and you just stay still and shoot her. But really what you should be doing is moving this way, not toward her. Like, I bet you're holding W key right now. Do not hold W key. It does not help you in any way, shape, or form to hold W key. Yep. All right, cool. Okay. Coming wide, chasing the soldier, not bad. I want to see us take space right now. This is really important. A big issue I see in low ranks is that when people win fight, they just kind of sit on point. You should typically only leave 1 person on point. Sometimes you'll have 3 to, like, if the cart's here, you'll have 3 to cap it faster. But you want to leave someone on point and then go take space. So I want to see you here. I want to see you here. I want to see you. This would be a little bit aggressive, but even here, like, I want to see you just even here. Like, I just want to see you take any space right now, not stand on cart. Because here's the problem. When you stand on cart, the enemy team now gets to take all this space for free. And now you have to fight them for the space. Right now you have to fight this Pharah for choke. Okay. I mean, it's a good fight for you here. But, like, we should have had this space already. And it's to her. Naturally, it's to her advantage that we take space from her. We want people to try to take space from us. It's... Okay. So we chill in main. Okay, so it's just a bad Deadeye for... As you can kind of see why it's a bad Deadeye. There's no one... You're not pressuring anybody, right? These people are already getting hit by Roadhog ulti. So they're forced into the alley anyway. And there's no... Like, we're not looking at anybody, so there's no kill threat. So it's just naturally not a great ultimate. And you... Yeah, you almost kill that Pharah because she's bad, but... It's just not a great... Like, imagine right now if you had taken space like I mentioned and you're on this side of the map and then you did... Let's go back a couple seconds. And you did this Deadeye. Right, actually, let me actually go even further back. Imagine if... So we had taken space, we'd come over here, whatever, and then we open with this Deadeye here right now. Well, this would be way more awkward for them, right? We're actually going to do something high value here. The Pharah now has to go backwards and is forced into a corner, and then she might have died the whole hog, for all we know. But either way, like, I mean, this isn't even like a perfect Deadeye anyway, from what I was just showing you, but it's a better Deadeye, and you can see why. Anyway. So those guys die. And then we're in main. Yeah, so... Okay, we hit some shots. Hit some shots. We're just getting hard pocketed by 2 supports right now, and then here we get out. Yeah, like the problem with this is we're in main, which can be good sometimes, but like if we really want to deadlift, the play we have to make is to, like, at some point in the fight, either before the fight happened, like I was mentioning, or during it, you needed to just make this rotation. This rotation is really strong on Cassidy. Not only do you have a mini right here, but they have to turn around to deal with you, to deal with the flank. And it's in your effective range. You have cover because you can play the corner. It's just really strong. So you needed to make that play. That's really going to be the way you crack this. Oh yeah, we die. Okay, cool. Okay, so whenever I die on this map, for the record, I pretty much always come up this high ground. So you spawn here, and then you can walk through this hotel here, walk up the stairs, walk through here, take the high ground, and then I'll evaluate whether this play is reasonable or not. Sometimes this is just not reasonable because of range issues. Like you might get spammed out by Pharah or Soldier or something like that. And if I deem this not to be reasonable, I'll just kind of drop out the window and then come in with my team. But it's better to have options than to not have options. And it's like almost negligible difference in rollout time. So I think it's better just to go top by default. Yeah, like if you were top right now, for example, you could have killed this Mercy. Like that would have been a free kill. But yeah, but we don't even have that option because we play on the floor. And then we die to Orisa. Okay. I want to see you go up top. Nice play. So I'm gonna bet that you win this fight because you play up top. Yeah, that guy dies. Whatever, not our problem. Orisa is just walking on us right now. Yeah, okay, so here's your problem here is realistically, what are you gonna do if there's a fight below you? Like realistically, like what are you gonna do against this Orisa? Probably nothing. I would just gamble, come this way and shoot these guys. Like we need to just kill the backline. We don't always have to try to fight there. That, or if you really wanted to run away, you needed to come back and spawn and run, like seriously run away, not this like weird middle ground. Okay, well whatever. So we didn't actually win that fight, so I lost my own bet. Deadeye is not terrible. So why is this Deadeye good? They're already committed to the fight. I think the Orisa has no cooldowns, so they're committed to this fight. Whoops, and there's no cover, no great cover for that. And the Mercy was in the air as well, so it's kind of just great timing. Ooh, nice headshot. It's just great timing all around. Yeah, once again, stop aiming at the floor. It's really bad. Okay, don't mind this. I like the little flank and not staying in main. Perfect. Okay. Okay, we need to come left. This is a situation, you're getting spammed out. You're going to consistently get outranged here. You need to just come left and play this angle, is what this comes down to. You're just not going to get enough value here. Yeah, and you're doubled up with your other DPS as well, right? Your Ferris here. I just don't think it's great for you all to stack on the one angle in main. Don't roll forward as well. This is really bad. You can get punished really bad for this. The fan, I mean, ends up being okay because you're point blank, but yeah, dude, that sucks, man. You think about, I think you stop going this way because you think you're going to be too late. Dude, you're not going to be late. I promise you, you won't be late. If you always consciously think about this left flank and just remember the fact that it exists and it's a good play for Cassidy, generally, I promise you 8 out of 10 times you're going to make the correct play by coming here, even if it is late. Like, and as long as you make that play and you end up being late 2 or 3 times, you'll start to have a better feeling for what is good and what isn't good. So a big problem we see in low elo is that because everyone plays in main, there'll be times where you just feel powerless and you'll just be like, I don't really understand what I'm supposed to be doing, because you're not trying things. You're just standing in main, right? If you at least tried this and you died, you'd be like, you might think, oh man, it's bad, but you can also think, okay, why did that feel bad, right? You can start probing the situation. Why did that feel bad? Is it a mechanical error? Did I have bad timing? Did I not play angle correctly? Did I watch for cooldowns? Right? You can do things like that. But whenever you play main every time, it's like, well, there's 4 guys in front of me. They all have their cooldowns, and my hog missed his hook, and yada, my Pharah's not whatever. You need to stop doing stuff like that. Because it's not, it doesn't make it easy for you to understand what's going on. You always force yourself into, you don't always, but you're generally putting yourself in bad situations when you just play main like this blindly. And it's just hard to learn really anything about Overwatch. So you need to take the angle, at least try it a couple times and understand why and when it's good and how it's good and why it's good. And you'll start to understand that more once you do them, for sure. Anyway, play main, roll forward, bad roll. Don't do that. Also, I wouldn't be fanning him. You should be shooting him. But yeah, I mean, it's just so awkward. Okay, yeah, and then we lose here. So you could have won this fight. Like, all these fights you've had in this spot, you could have deadlifted by making this play. Like, you just needed to make this play. Don't make this play on the right side, because this is just not a good flank for Cass. Like, if we think of cart, you know, cover, angle, wrangle. What? Cover, angle, wrangle. Cover, angle, range, timing. You can have good timing here. You can have an angle here. But it's honestly not that much of an angle, because if you think about it from the defender's perspective, if they're fighting your team in main here, they have to turn marginally to shoot you. Of course, it's, you know, it is more inconvenient for them, but this turn is like 15 degrees. This turn is like almost 180 degrees, okay, to deal with the guy that's here. So that's why this flank is better. This also has better range for you. This can have like defenders that are out of your range. Like the Pharah, for example, right now is out of your range. That's like probably about 30 meters. And Cass's range in this patch is 25 meters. That's when the fall off starts. So yeah, so it kind of came down to that. On first, your tank was throwing. I don't really have a better answer for you here. This wasn't really your fault. I would have to see more gameplay, more competitive gameplay on what's going on to give you more advice on that. But I think you're competitive ready. Like, I think you should be playing competitive, not quick play. And I think this would have been a more informative VOD as a result. But yeah, thank you for the VOD. Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording on that there. And then I'm gonna take a quick break. I'll be right back. Okay, I have returned with more water, refreshed, rejuvenated, and we are going to take a look at some more gameplay. So that was, We just did Rialto. We did Midtown. We did Kings Row. We have a Busan VOD. We have 2 Busan VODs to look at. I will pick one. Aim was alright, but just lost. Okay. Lost the game, just couldn't get any map position with Junkrat and a Cass on the other team. Life Weaver kind of killed a push, and you'll see why. Also kind of tilt queued this game after a long game I had before. Positioning was a problem, I think, but I did pretty well. Just didn't win. Okay, we're going to look at this code. It's Busan code. Okay, so... good old Busan. Oh, it's Lijiang. Okay, so it actually... I think you copy pasted and forgot to change the map. Okay, let me start recording.
Ready for battle.
Okay, we are looking at Jason again, the legend, on Lijiang. Lijiang generally good cast map, so it should be playing in your favor neutrally because the ranges are just good for casts. It's pretty close range. Also, control as a game mode is kind of just good for casts. Most of the control maps are viable for casts. Okay, so we take the TP, which is fine. I don't mind this. Let's turn up speed. And we get a huge boop. All right, looking good. Okay, so here's a micro error. We have to aim head level at all times. Why are we aiming at Kiri's feet? Okay, so that's an error. Okay, we're sitting main. Okay, get hit by dynamite. Yeah, okay, so we're making a lot of micro mistakes here. Body shot, fine, not a big deal. Okay, reload in main. Get hit by that, whatever. That's just good placement from her. We shoot too early. Over flick. He jumps, we don't correct. Headshot. Okay, well. On this Ash, let's see the Ash. Okay, so cast fight. Ash fight. Shoot too early. Shoot too early again. Okay. Yeah, I think it just kind of comes down to head level. Like, at some point, some of those need to be headshots. You're also playing too close. I think pretty much all these fights are always going to be out of your range. Like, especially against his Ash. Like, dude, I would honestly just be playing my life a little bit more. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe you're fine. Maybe you're fine. Yeah, you seem to not get hooked. Just kind of what that comes down to. Just don't get hooked there. I thought the angle was... Or, sorry, the angle and the distance were fine. Okay. Okay. Yeah, these just need to be headshots. Like, in situations like this, where you're playing main and flanking is just not great, like, you could, on paper, do this flank and it would be okay. But your team is low damage. Like, your team is Ram Sim, so playing main is not bad. You have an inherent brawl team comp. I mean, you could make this work as well, but I think playing in main is fine, or if not equal value, it could be at least. Like, whenever you come main here, like, we hit that headshot on Ash, that's great, but these shots need to hit on this Ash. Like, she has no cover. That, you kind of got robbed. You just aimed too far to the right, and you body shot. Yeah, we just need a headshot there, man. Is the headshot killer? No, she would have been 1 HP. Man, that sucks. Well, we just need a headshot. I think playing main's fine here for macro, just for clarification. I like the Deadeye. I'm drawing. Nice. I'm rolling. Oof. Am I rolling forward? I think rolling forward is probably bad here. The voices were telling me to roll forward, but I think that would have been a mistake. I think you actually played this correctly. Yep, roll back. Get gripped. Okay. Alright, we still alive because of our Weaver. Shoot the Ash. Okay. More fade on point. Nice read. And that's fine. This just kind of came down to mechanics. I think this push onto the Ash is probably a little greedy. So I think you can only really push this if she's lower HP. Like, she's full HP right now. Like, this is a good Deadeye. I don't mind you walking forward. Holding roll is probably good, almost certainly good. But if this swinging wide on this Ashe, I mean, it is a winning fight for you, but you're getting beamed by Ko right now. Like, yeah, she gets help from Ko, and then yeah, we just don't get a headshot, and so that fight's not good for us. And we only live because we get bailed out by a Life Weaver. So I think pushing the Ashe is just kind of bad there. Okay, let's look at this. Where are we aiming? See? We're aiming too low. This is wait, why did my Epic Pen close? Let me go and open this back up. No, not Epic Games, bro. Come on. Epic Pen. Dude, not Epic Games again. Holy moly. Epic Pen. There we go. Yeah, like our mistake here is to make sure this works. It does. Look at this. Where are they going to be? Where's their head level going to be? It's going to be about here. Okay. You are aiming here. You have to make... That's like 1 foot of difference. Big issue. You're going to be shooting them in the legs. Okay. You need to fix that. Big mistake. Let me go back to crosshair. There we go. Whoops. Okay.
Are you ready to raise the tree of life?
Yeah, we're aiming at feet level. Like, we're aiming feet. These need to be headshots. Or at least chest, right? Like, when you make an effort. You also make no vertical... Like, you have no attempt to aim for head here. We need to make a correction. I like you doing... This is really good play. Really good play. Nice job. You know he's alone. He's low. It's very telegraphed that you go for Mega. Great play. Good job. Nice dodge on hook. We're just hitting body. Okay. We're playing a little far. So what this door frame is actually in your effective range. From here to that door, this is like 25 meters exactly. So don't hesitate to play here, like your Lucio's doing, just 80 peak. This is just a little far, and also if you do get pushed, you're not going to get help. So I don't recommend playing here very much. You can also play the statue. I mean, it's out of your effective range, but at least this distance to roll is not that bad. But I just want to be playing over here. Okay. Yeah, like, we get pushed out. We just aren't doing anything. It's like, we just don't contribute to the state of the fight, really. Here is fine, but I think at this point you need to realize that you're just not really contributing, and you need to play here because this is at least in your effective range. Yeah, we're doing no damage. We need to now, after the sim wall comes through. Yeah, like, we're just, after the sim wall comes through, because we're playing so wide, we're just not in a position to be able to follow up off any of this. Any of this, we can't follow up because we chose to stand so far back. Like, you needed to take some risk and be here, and then hell, even after all the cooldowns come out, come over here and shoot them. Or, like, look for anything. Like, I'd rather you be standing here and fanning this hog right now. I mean, it's obviously not a great play because you're point blank against them, but I'd rather you be doing that than stand this far back. I think if you were thinking about Deadeye, maybe. But if you were thinking about Deadeye, I think you should have been playing this more aggressively. Like, if you were thinking about Deadeye, I would have wanted you to roll against the wall and shoot more bullets because you're 6% away. So I don't think you're thinking about Deadeye here. Yeah, you're just playing your life too much. And then, yeah, whatever. I'm not expecting you to win that fight. You could have won the Kiri duel, but whatever, I'm not worried about it. Okay, we're on retake now. Okay. So we come for the flank. Okay, so this flank is really high risk on Lijiang. It's not always better. I do recommend people take it, especially if there are people here to mark. I think if you can mark people on this angle, it's actually quite good. But on this map, it's just so close to the enemy team. Like, if you stand here, it's so close to them that it's really easy for you to get punished. And there's not great cover once they push you, right? Like, there's no cover on this rotation out. There's no health. There is a health pack, but it's really far away, and it's basically impossible for your supports to help you. So I don't mind this play, but it needs good timing, and you have to be able to read the risk and reward. I think your Ram is pushing in really early. He actually probably really needs you. Like in this situation, I wouldn't be coming flank. I would be playing main for sure, because I just need to help Ram. Like Ram is coming in way too early. Your supports aren't even back yet. Yeah, you can even see him through the wall. But now that you see him, now that you're already here, you need to commit to the play. Like I wouldn't back up. Oh, that's actually a really great grip on it. I'm gonna be reroll, because it's pretty easy for them to hide from you once you pop this Deadeye. I don't. So the Deadeye from here, it is blind, which is generally pretty bad. You don't really typically want to do blind Deadeyes, but I think it's in this situation reasonable to assume that there's going to be someone in your FOV. So I don't think this is that bad, but either way, I prefer if you check the angle first and then Deadeye, but I don't really mind that much. But good pull actually lets you get the Curie. I don't think you would have killed her otherwise. Okay, you're zoned out by Bob, so you have to play him in. And yep, cool. Yeah, Queen is really scary. It's just all about the matchup against Queen is just playing range is all it comes down, in hitting headshots, and then using using your stun when she uses shout, and then rolling that axe. That's like the whole matchup. Or if you do get hit by the knife, right when she pulls you forward, roll backwards. Yeah, so your mistake is this. So you play this whole part fine because there's like really nothing else you're supposed to do. You come out wide this fight, and then you walk forward. I don't know if you think they're low or if you think your team is somehow going to fight these guys, but you walk forward for the flash, get hit by the axe, forces you to demand resources from your team, and your roll. Like really, you should be this whole time you should have just swung wide like this and then plan to stand behind this cover and plan for this fight, because it's pretty obvious after your tank backed up that you guys aren't going to commit to that fight on the outside here, and you're just going to be playing on point. So you should have been planning accordingly, but because you don't do that, you make this play to come outside wide. You end up getting the Ashe, but I mean, to be fair, you would have still killed the Ashe over here as well. But yeah, you get caught in the Junker Queen ulti. You get caught in the Junker Queen ulti, and then you're just kind of fried. Yeah, like I would have never got caught in that because I would have been here the whole fight, or here the whole fight, or I would have been looking like. And once I'm here, I would have looked for this rotation play as well, or just shooting people. Right? Sometimes as Cassidy, you don't even have to make a play. You just kind of shoot people and you win. And that was one of those moments. Okay, there's no reason we should be missing these shots. Like, it doesn't even feel like you're intentionally trying to hit him. That shot's fine. I don't mind that one. But what is this shot? Oh, come on, man. Or that one. Like, come on. This is like, you mentioned that this is like tilt Q game, and this is what I notice the most. Like whenever I watch my VOD reviews when I tilt, is I just have more shots like this. Like where it's just like I don't really move my hand, or it's like I'm just like super overestimating the rotation that's going to be made. Whenever you find yourself having shots like this and your mechanics aren't great like this, you need to get off the game, because it's really hard. Once you start doing these, it's pretty habitual. It's typically like tilt or muscle fatigue or something like that, and you just need to get off. So I would just be conscious of like making it, like if you have egregiously bad aim for a moment, I would just be like, you know, take it as a sign, take a break for a couple hours and get back on if you have time, or just kind of call it for the day. Anyway, we take the TP. I don't mind this at all. Our Ram gets fried. Why doesn't he? Whatever, it's not a big deal. We can't control what Ram does. I like you marking the Curie. Oh, this is just a little bit unfortunate. Let's actually look at the duel. What happens? This isn't tilt. This is actually just... I like the flash. Nice headshot. Okay. I don't mind it. Honestly, whatever. Not a big deal. Okay. Nice. Yeah, you see how much better this feels? Imagine if you did this last fight, by the way. I mean, ignoring the Kiri. But the last fight, if you were in this position, like, you would have been able to shoot the queen. Like, it would have just been way easier. Alright, whatever. Now, your ram died there. It's not really your fault. Oh, you guys... No, you lose. Okay. Come in. Do we do the rollout? This rollout is so strong. You don't even need to break them, by the way. You can just roll and be fine. This rollout is so strong, bro. I'm being so for real. Yep. Cool. Yep. Perfect. Great. This is exactly how you play this. If they do come right side, never, ever, ever come here and mark them. It's so bad. You're going to die. You can get booped off. You have no cover. It's terrible. You're just going to come left side and play point like this and then contest. Perfect. You play this perfectly. It's so good. Look how good it is. Oh my goodness. And it's great too, because if they came left side, you can now play the off angle like this. And it's really hard to push you out on this or like Lucio. It's really strong. Okay. Okay. This is another situation where we don't really need to make a play. We just need to shoot people. Right? So just farm headshots or try to at least, and then you're chilling. Okay, I would not be playing this close. So you're already up. The fight's won. It's not that important that we kill these guys. So I would be playing... Like, the risk-reward is asymmetric here. If they kill you, they're going to gain so much more than if we kill them. And you're not safe here. Not only are you lower HP, you don't have... you're not with your team, and it's going to be hard for you to get healing. So this... Like, and you're in Cass's effective range, so this is dangerous. Like, I would not be... I'm okay for you to mark them as they rotate out, but it would be from here and not from all the way up here. I would not be walking forward. Because you're also in a position where to get out, you're going to have to roll and then walk. Right? Like, you want to be in a situation where if you need to get out, you can just roll to the side and be fine. And this is just too aggressive. And you actually die for it. Right? This is exactly why a lot of the time you have to evaluate the risk reward. Is it worth it for me to pursue these guys and kill them versus the chance of me dying? And in this situation, no. You already won the fight. You already capped. You're up already. Right? Everything is in your favor right now. And we take an out of... Well, not out of combat, but we take a disadvantageous fight, like a bad fight for us for seemingly no reason, and die. Like, even if you kill the cast, what do you gain? Not much. Right? You already won.
Come on, Cole. Try a little harder.
Okay, so we're coming back from spawn. In this situation, yeah, you don't even need to roll across. You can just go bridge. Cool. So we play left side here. So I wouldn't be playing point here. What I'd actually be doing is I'd be playing here or here, either one. So if you play here, you can mark them from bridge. And it, like right now, what your venture would have needed you to do is crossfire this cast. Because if you're doing this, the chance of our venture dying is a lot lower. You could also just play the pillar and do the same thing. But either way, playing point's probably the worst play because there's not a lot you can do to mark the angle, and they're already going to be looking at you whenever they come out and turn left, right? So you kind of make it easy for the enemy team. You want to make it as hard as possible, right? I would have preferred you. I mean, this is riskier, but it's still good. You could have played here. You could have played here, right? You could have played this angle, this angle, this angle. Any of these angles, just not point. I think point is easily the worst angle to take here. Okay. So yeah, and then so we end up making a bad rotation because of bad positioning in the first place. Like, here's the thing. So your venture, okay, your venture, I don't even know what your venture does. What actually happens? So your venture, okay, your venture tries to knock him off the point or whatever. But you should be marking this cast right now. Like, you should be here marking cast, marking cast, marking cast, marking cast, marking Moira, whatever. But now it's awkward for you because Venture's dead. Like, you could have helped Venture, but now you kind of have to rotate out because the chance of you winning this 2v1 is not very high. So you rotate out, and then now you give up all this space to these guys, and then you have to walk into this fight. I mean, you don't make the right play walking into this fight. Like, you should honestly be just standing here and shooting the queen. But like, if you had good positioning in the first place, which was play this pillar aggressively and deny bridge, or like play here or whatever. Like you had a bunch of creative options here. If you had done this in the first place, this bad play would have never happened. Okay. So yeah. Anyway. Great shots. See, this is what I need from you. Like, I need these shots, like, more consistently. I don't expect you to two-tap everybody, but, like, this is what I need, okay? Flick to head level, and then you reset your cursor to head level, and then he just dies. He just dies. Perfect. Okay, flash the floor, okay? Against a Moira in Coalescence, holy moly. Against a Moira in Coalescence, just flash the floor, you'll hit her, okay? So, like, here. Bam. Flash the floor. Okay, don't aim at her. I think, damn. Yeah, don't aim at her. Yeah, you just missed for no reason. That's 105 damage you just missed out on. Okay. Playing bridge. I would evaluate here. Okay. The chance of me contributing to this fight in bridge, 50-50. I would consider flanking. Okay. I would consider it. You don't have to do it. It's not always better, but I would consider it. I definitely would not roll across. That's for sure. Yeah. Okay. Playing main, I think, is fine. Ah! Oh my gosh. Our Weaver gets us killed, dude. You probably could have played behind the pedal, but, like, I don't blame you, bro. That sucks so bad. Dude, come on. Are you serious? What could we have done? Not your fault. I'm not blaming you for that one. That sucks, bro. That sucks so bad. Oh well. And when stuff like that happens, you just gotta be like, whatever. It's whatever. Because it's not in your control. I mean, you could have played around the pedal or like timed the Deadeye shot with combat roll to get damage resistance, or pop Deadeye on your own for the same reason. But it's unexpected. It puts you in a bad spot. I don't blame you, right? You got to just brush it off, right? You can't control it at the end of the day. You're not the Life Weaver and the Cassidy player. You're just Cassidy, right? I don't mind this pull. I don't mind the Deadeye either. We need our tank to walk. Nice play. Nice headshot. Okay, we kind of just get lost. Yeah, we're kind of just shooting to shoot. And we're also reloading consistently. We're like doing Call of Duty sleight of hand reloading right now. Like, so for example, we come wide here, which I adore. I think this is a great play. And then shoot one bullet, shoot two bullets. Oh, we're actually out of ammo. Never mind, that's my fault. I thought you reloaded there for no reason. Okay. And then, yeah, we're just kind of shooting, but there's a lot of particle effects going on right now. So, I mean, that's kind of a cop-out cope excuse. We should still be aiming at people and focusing on them, but I can understand why. Like, I can give you some forgiveness there. Beat comes out. Okay, nice target prior there. Okay. You have to go for the junk route. Once you hear, you can clearly hear the tire going right side. You have to just go for the junk route. You know he's right there. I would ignore. I would just trade out. If I died a tire after killing him, I don't care. Whatever. It's worth it. Or you really should kill him. Okay, that was a goat pull from the Weaver, by the way. Okay, so we play bridge. Okay. I still play bridge. You should be playing bridge aggressively here. So bridge is just generally a good fight for you because of range. What I would do is I would drop. I would see that they're rotating right, and I would check. I would first check left side and see if the Ashe is still playing the angle. And if she is, I'm going to fight her and play aggressively. Like, I might even consider actually walking onto the bridge and fighting her. Because generally, this fight is just not great for Cassidy. I mean, you can spam them out and just farm headshots, but it's just not great. And you don't need to be there right now. Like, you only need to be there when the Roadhog is in the room. And when Roadhog's not there, it's fine. So you have time to be able to check and actually play for bridge. So this is too passive because they're not on the bridge yet. This is like where you want to be when they're on the bridge already, right? So I like the angle, like on paper, like 2 fights ago, this would have been good, but we're just playing too passively right now. So yeah, so now you need to be on point and helping contribute to the fight.
Plotting out the dig site.
Yeah, this is a headshot thing again. This Ashe could have died, right? Like, we need to just hit headshots. So, we are aiming head level. She jumps. Okay, which is fine. We shoot again. Not a big deal. She jumps again. Not a big deal. That's a headshot, right? Why is that a headshot? Why is that a headshot, by the way?
Plotting out the dig site.
Let's watch this again. She jumps. We're aiming head level. She jumps. We don't get a headshot. Okay, whatever. We hit the rock. Whatever. Not worried about it. She jumps again. We don't correct enough. Whatever. She's standing still. We're aiming head level headshot. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we just gotta aim head level, and we'll just get these so much more. And then here, she jumps again. Whatever. We shoot really quickly on that one, and we don't kill her. Ah, that was just unfortunate, man. She jumped 3 times, and we're already aiming head level. Whatever. What? Okay, oh, we're working out. So the problem here is that you played a too passive angle too early, right? Like, this angle was just way too passive too early. And as a result, you're late to the white room fight, and you don't contribute to the state of the fight. So that's what we needed to do. Jeez, that's what we needed to do differently. Okay. Your Weaver needed a drop pedal there. That's really sad. Okay. Don't mind that. Yeah. This needs to be headshots. So, let's see. Aiming low. Yeah, see, look. This is a prime example of your mistake. Your micro error. Look, we're aiming at the floor. Even in this dead eye, we should be aiming at head level. We're aiming at the floor. Aiming at this guy's feet. So that... Nice dodge, by the way. That was a great dodge. Ends up hitting your teammate. But we're aiming at the floor as we turn the corner. And so we get surprised by the Ashe, which is fine. I don't even know why she's right there. So she jumps, which is crazy. But we have to correct... You flick upwards in an attempt to hit her. And you only have to flick because you're not aiming head level. I don't beat a dead horse, but this is so important for Cassidy. It's like one of the most foundational parts of the hero. Right? And as a result, you have to do these vertical flicks to try to correct. And then you just don't get headshots. Like, it should... Getting headshots in Cassidy is way easier than people think. It's not like a raw mechanics check. It's game sense in the sense of understanding where head level is and putting your crosshair there. That's all it is. And being conscious of that. Like, my aim is not that much better than everyone else's. It's just that I am so used to aiming head level, and I've coached so much Cassidy that it's beaten to my head that how important it is. Good kill. Nice cap. Okay, we're moving on to the next one.
Ready for
Okay. Okay, not bad. We're just shooting people off main here. Marking the Junkrat, which is fine. Yeah, Junkrat's really good on this point, so you just gotta be wary about nade spam down main. So, but I think this is generally pretty good. Oh, okay, we just need to hit a shot. This guy was 1 HP. Is there anything? Did we actually make any misplay? Yeah, we get 2-tap. Why do we get 2-tap? Let's actually investigate. Why does this guy 2-tap us on Cass? Whatever, whatever. Okay. Nah. He didn't even... It's not even cross promotion thing. He just has good aim. Alright, whatever. We get gaps.
Lucky shot.
Okay. So, I think one thing I'll mention, actually, before I glaze over this. One thing I've been studying more on Lijiang is White Room is generally good for Cassidy, but I think you can't really push this angle too aggressively unless you're with somebody. Like, if you ever watch high-level play, like Lip, for example, like when Lip plays this angle on Crazy Raccoon, he almost always is pocketed by Choron, who's their brick player. So it's a lot safer when he takes these angles. I think in solo queue, the angles can be inherently good because angles are just kind of broken in solo queue. but I would just keep in mind that you can get punished on the angle. I mean, you get 2-tapped here, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I would err on the side of playing careful here on White Room. I used to be an advocate for playing aggressively, like, and coming out wide, but I don't know. I'm starting to change my mind a little bit on what's better. But either way, playing White Room is good. Playing White Room is good. It's just a matter of how aggressive you should be taking the angles, right? Like here, I don't want to obsess over results too much because you kind of just get 2-tapped and obliterated. But I mean, considering that almost 4 people are looking at you on this angle, like we probably would have been better if we were playing in main, or sorry, playing more to deny the space than to actually take an angle against this, right? So I don't know, just something to be alert of. Okay, so we come back from spawn, we're walking back, taking back White Room, fighting him. Okay, what actually happens here? We come back and we try to leave. Yeah, I would have just rolled backwards and prayed I didn't die. Like, you're in the middle of the open. This rotation to mega is kind of long. Like, you don't even... Did you use roll? Yeah, you don't even roll to cover. Like, you needed to roll in any direction, honestly. We don't even use it. Like, I would have rolled... You could have rolled to the mega. You could have rolled backwards. I personally would have rolled backwards and just gambled I didn't die. But I think either one would have been fine. I think it's merit to both options here. Okay, so we come back. Walk up in the mini. Okay, you just need to keep in mind, where's my tank? Okay, your tank is here. Okay, you have good timing. Okay. You just peek a little too wide. I would like to see you closer to the angle. Or, if you are going to go wide, and this is something I've been changing my mind on more on Cassidy. If you are going to go wide, you have to be ready to roll to the side. But we're not ready to roll. We get caught by the mine. Like, yeah. And then we don't... Looks like we end up getting bailed out by our Lucio. But you need to be ready to roll that junk mine. The idea of the play was fine, though. Also, I hate to keep nitpicking this, but it keeps coming up. Okay. Where are we aiming? We're aiming too low. Consistently. Anyway, to come out room again. Yeah, at this point, honestly, like, I would evaluate that. Okay, I'm getting contested in White Room pretty much every single time I play here. I might be better off just playing main. I don't think, like, this is one of the Cassie's best control maps because of the range, how the range ends up panning out, right? Like, there's no verticality or very minimal. It's just White Room. Everything's pretty flat. So you're going to be aiming head level and farming headshots really consistently. And there's not a lot of flanks, right? The flanks aren't, like, you're not going to get shot in the back from here pretty much ever. So, I mean, playing in main is fine. Like, you can just farm Roadhog and be okay. Like, I would not be taking this duel against this Junkrat. It's just losing at the end of the day. It's point blank. It's really closed in. Yeah, you'd have to super overperform to win that duel. Yeah, we need to just... Yeah, I think it's okay to default playing white, but once you realize that this Junkrat is playing for this aggressively, you need to just realize that coming main is gonna yield you more value. Like, now that the Junkrat is dead, I'm totally down for you to come wide, right, and contest it again. Okay. All right, gap, huge, cool. So, yeah, so now that you're denying space, playing wide is fine as well. Right, it plays to your advantage. I would not chase this Junkrat, which you don't. Great, nice ping. I like the ping. I like if you're calming Junkrat up top, that'd be great as well. Okay, I would just be ready to give it up. Okay, like, it's really risky for you. I would just be ready to give it up. It's great that you play aggressively and, like, they weren't looking at you then, so shooting them is great. But here, like, I'm rolling backwards right now. Man, it's just a little too late. A little too late. But yeah, I would have walked into that knowing that I need to give up this angle. Like, where else would we even play? Yeah, the only other place you could play is here, I guess. And play range. Yeah, you seem to give it up. I think actually, now I'm thinking about it. Sorry, the reason I was quiet, I was thinking about that. So I think the thing about this fight as well. Wait, what? Oh, I didn't go back far enough. Okay, let me go further. I think the thing to mention about this is once you're here and you notice that there's 4 people here, this is no longer the off angle. This is now, you are now in main, okay? There are 4 people here. The entire enemy team is here. This is the main angle that is being played by the enemy team. So you are marking them. You are in close proximity marking them. You need to be playing, like, this is just so high risk for you. You're so close to them that something is bound to not go your way, right? Like a roadhog hook or had them pushing you or something like that. You needed to come rotate back, give it up, and come play the angle with your team, I think, in this case. Like this off angle, like quote unquote off angle on their quote unquote main, it's just too risky, right? Like it would be kind of like if the enemy team is stacked here and you're playing here. Like that's kind of the situation you're in right now, but as an analog on this point here. Right, so I think it just ends up being that you needed to identify that the risk is just too high for the reward in this situation, and you needed to rotate into main. Yeah, I mean, it's an unfortunate. I don't want to judge this entirely on results. Like, I don't think it's inherently bad that you're playing the angle, but I think it's just given the fact that Roadhog is so close to you, that there's 4 people on the angle, we just have to give it up or else we're gonna die. Like, something is bound to go wrong. Okay. We go right side, and we are playing the angle. That's fine. I'm losing my voice. Wow. Take a sip of water real quick. Okay. Yeah, I don't think coming wide here is the way. I mean, especially in a Junkrat, this duel is just not great for us. Point blank duels are never winning. And we get marked and we die. Yeah. Like, the problem here is not that you come to this side, it's that you come over here. This is too far. You need to just play here, because what's good about this is you can roll back out and then you don't have to commit to the play, right? So you get marked by a Junkrat here. I would be like, ugh. I would try to get a headshot and then I would play it accordingly from there. But if I don't get it, I'm just rolling out and I'm giving up the angle and I'm going back with my team, right? Yeah, but you get caught here. I mean, it's very, very lucky that you get the trade. Like the Junkrat misplayed there, but we shouldn't even have that happening. Okay. Fight is lost. That fight we lost because we just died early. And then we get caught here. Okay, and we lose. Yeah, I think your big problem on third is once you realize you're walking into a Junkrat and then that they're actively fighting for White Room, we just needed to switch up and play main, right? Like, I think, and this is actually really interesting because this kind of goes to show you the evolution of knowledge in Overwatch. Like, a silver player would have went main blindly and just like inted in team fights, okay? And then a gold player would realize, okay, maybe I can play off angles more, so let me play white more and try to push the advantage. And then a plat player will realize, okay, actually playing White Room is good and I do have an off angle, but that's only conditional to what's going on in the fight, right? Sometimes I need to give that up and actually kite back and play the mini. And then a diamond player will realize, if I do fail on this flank sometimes, it might be because of mechanics and not because of the actual play being bad, right? They might realize that objectively they're not always wrong. And then master player might realize something else entirely, right? Like, you know, I kind of took the analogy probably a little bit too far there, or not the analogy, but you know, this explanation a little bit too far. But I think this kind of goes to show you the evolution of knowledge and understanding of Overwatch, right? Like, you'll make one mistake and then realize, okay, I can do something else. And then you'll make a mistake while doing that and then realize that something else is going to be a little bit better. And then you'll build on accordingly, right? Like, I think from how you used to play to what you're doing now, you're continuing to learn the intricacies of playing White Room and how it can be good for casting and how it can be bad, right? And that's just how you learn and get better as an Overwatch player. And that's how you basically anything in life, right? Whenever you're doing anything, wherever you're working on a business, you'll make one failure and then you'll realize, okay, I can do this better. And then you'll do that and then fail doing that. And then it's how do I do that better? And it's just incremental. And that's how you get better at anything. So other than that, I thought this VOD was actually pretty educational. I think in general, what it kind of came down to is you still have an issue with crosshair placement. We have to fix that problem. That's a really big issue. I want to see you practice daily Vaxta or Thinks 8 and consciously think about aiming head level as you're doing those routines, okay? And then actively try to apply them in your games. I don't care if you lose 4 ranks trying to fix your crosshair placement. You need to get this fixed. It's a really big issue. And it's going to make every game a lot harder if you don't have this foundation set correctly. So fix that. And then other than that, it was a lot of just like pacing things, not rotating out fast enough, taking the wrong angle at the wrong time that you should just be learning over time, and coaching will help you solve. But other than that, this was a great VOD. Thank you for the code. Okay. And then let's look at another code. We have a Busan code, and I think that's all I have. It's the last one. 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna look at Busan code.
Ready for battle.
Okay.
Is a sign of a matured warrior.
So on Busan, Busan is a good cast map. I have a couple different VODs going over positioning broadly, so I'm not going to go super in depth about why it's good, but we take the right angle, which is so broken. This angle is really good. Nice rollout. Mark the monkey. In this situation, I'm not coming to Mega, okay, because I don't want to get dove. So I'm actually just playing here and marking monkey and betting that my team is going to help me. And if I play here, I'm not too far away from the Mega where I can't grab it, but this is just too high risk, okay? So I personally wouldn't be doing this play. But now that you're already here, I think you're making probably the best play you have. I would just understand. I mean, your tank is dead, so you just got to be conscious of that. And man, this play would be a lot better if we're just hitting headshots. So I don't want to nail into this because I keep mentioning crosshair placement with you. But yeah, we just have to, man. Like, we really just have to. Yeah, this wasn't your fault. Your tank died. I think the play was like pretty good. Okay. So we come back in main, shoot the tank, mark the tank. You should be fanning this bubble. Don't shoot it. Anytime there's a bubble coming up, it's way more effective to fan, okay? But when you're shooting or actually dueling the monkey himself, then you should be shooting him. But always fan bubbles. Okay, I like you coming out wide there. I actually like you coming even wider than the cover. Like this. I actually don't mind this, but keep in mind, if you ever swing this wide, you have to be ready to roll out, okay? So I think even Lip probably would have done this, come wide to punish this sim, and then rolled out. He would have rolled out, though. He would have rolled right when he got shot by that cast. You just, yeah, you opened yourself up to die here. Against better players, you die here. But the play is not inherently bad. And then we come right side again. Like, also notice... Man, and this is just for this is for other people that will be watching this VOD. Notice how much space you're making for your team, okay? Your cast, or sorry, you have a Genji as well that's taking a flank, but yeah, so the Genji actually forces them to rotate, and because you come here, you fill all this open space. Okay, actually you Genji into deadlifting that. That was a great flank from Genji, forcing the rotation. But even if the Genji wasn't there, this would have been so awkward for blue team. For you coming out this wide. Like, this angle is just so good for Cassidy. It's so strong. Okay. So now we need to be walking forward a little bit. Break the bubble. Great. Walk forward. Okay, great. Take some space. Don't mind this. Yeah, don't come off the angle. Don't come off the angle, though. Your team is right behind you. There's an Honor right behind you who I think was actively shooting you, so you should know she was healing you. Or she's next to you. Yeah, you see her bullets. Right? That's Anna. I am playing here, and I'm not giving up the angle, right? The problem is you end up coming back main. Well, I guess, like, on the main angle. And, yeah, like, now, I mean, you have people on the high ground, which is great. But now you're all in one place. Like, what would be annoying to the enemy team right now is right here. And the chance of you dying here, I would say, is pretty low. Like, the monkey would have to walk up and then do a mini jump to you to get to you. Like, it's really awkward. Right? Or he'd have to jump like way up and over, which I don't think he's going to do ever. So, like that sim, yeah, like you'd have people marking you and you'd be making more space if you just played this angle more proactively. Okay. Shoot the sim turret, whatever. Okay. Yeah, so we just need to do more on that angle. We could have won that fight. I think... Who died? Did someone die? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's all it boiled down to. Is you need to do more on that angle, and because you play a little bit too safe, you aren't able to do anything. Like, I'd rather you play that angle aggressively and die, to be honest. Okay. So, I'm thinking about Deadeye and how I can use it. Nice. This is a good flash, by the way. So, he gets up here. Monkey jump cooldown is like 6 seconds, I think. Let me actually see. Yeah, it's like 5 seconds, 6 seconds, whatever. So typically, if you can't flash him mid-jump, you want to flash him after about 5-6 seconds. So in this case, whatever. He probably has jump by now. You actually flash him. He does have jump. And he can't even jump out, right? So perfect flash. And good fan, too. Well done. Now we should be taking space aggressively. Nice mark on the sim. This would have been a situation where I would have accepted a roll to just for a reload, just to make sure she dies. It actually might have been made a difference because she ends up getting nanoed. But holding roll is also fine. I think both of those are fine. Nice headshot. Oh my goodness. Cool. So after you cap the point, it's not as important that you're on this side of the map. Sometimes it can be good to be here because you can mark people like as they come down the alley, but just in general, you don't need to play on this side of the map. You can also play here, which is also strong, but I don't mind this. It's not as important as like on attack, for example. Like on attack, it's way more important that you take this right side or this like mega side. If you did that play, I would not be mad. I would not be mad. I think it is aggressive for sure, but we're fighting here, right? And what would we have if we made this play? We'd have angle, we'd have cover, angle, range, and timing. Like this would have been a good play if you made that. Nice discipline there. We didn't fan, which is good. We just shot him. I mean, it would be better if we had headshots, but we've shot him. You could have actually flashed the landing here. Like, I would have flashed that. Because if you flash him in the air, you'll stop his impact damage. I actually think he gets bonked or something. But just something to keep in mind. But that was pretty good. Well played. Okay, I like this. I like all of this. This is great. This is where I would play. I would be on this tree. I think this tree is really good. This is great. Generally in Primal, you don't want to fan him, but he was low, so it's fine. Don't mind it. Okay, yeah. We're just aiming at the floor as well. Like, I understand Simwall is up, and you're like just trying to like live or something. I don't really know what you're doing, but you're like not using cover. You gotta turn off your brain. And you almost die here, but we needed to also be aiming at head level. Okay. I don't mind this. Okay. Well, this is a little bit unfortunate. I'm not going to obsess over that. Did we win? No, we lost. Wow, really? What actually happened? This was our misplay. Like, once this wall came out... Okay, we break TP. Like, here you need to think... You need to consciously be thinking, okay, I either fight her on the other side of the wall, or I try to go fight the rest of the team. Because, like, you're just not going to be able to do anything here. Like, or use Deadeye. Like, those are your options. Like, if you just go wide here and just hold Deadeye and, like, just do a gajillion damage to the shield, whatever. But, like, you need to decide something, and you just kind of stand here, right? This inaction is what ends up being the problem. Like, you needed to, like, either come wide and commit to this play, or you needed to come this way and, like, try to get them to turn around, even though they have the wall up. Like, try to get them to turn around. But the problem is you stand here, and it doesn't give you any concrete way to win the fight. Like, how are you supposed to win this fight? Like, this Deadeye is not... I wouldn't say it's terrible, but, like, 2 people have already died. Like, we needed to try to do something at that point. But I don't totally discount you for losing this fight. Like, that's immature. That was a really good sim wall, to be honest. But we could have invented something, made something happen.
Hold it together. We haven't lost yet.
Okay, so we're coming up the stairs. I like to play this left side the most. So I like to see you match that. And we take space, which is great. Okay, this is exactly how I'd be playing this right now. Not a lot to be done. Farm tank, great headshots. Think about a left play here. Yeah, look how much pressure you have, man. You have so much pressure. Come left, perfect. This is textbook Busan right now. Yikes. Okay, so do you see them actually? Do you see them at all? You hear them. Maybe you think they drop. Man, that's actually really unfortunate. They had like god timing on that drop. Okay. I was going to say that you shouldn't be walking forward here, but I don't really blame you. You don't really see them. Nice kills. Do not drop. Please do not drop. Just stand up here and shoot him. This Weaver has terrible positioning and he dies for free. Great. This is what I'm saying. This is why Busan, or this point is really good for Cass. As long as you don't drop, it's really strong. It's really strong. Don't drop. Don't drop. Perfect. Big roll. Oh my goodness. And it's good you're respecting Hog here, because what's the risk return, right? If you peek the Hog, you can do like 20 damage to him, you know, compared to his health pool. It's peanuts. Or you can get hooked and die, right? And getting hooked and die is not cash money of us. Coming to the angle is great. Honestly, we're playing. This is just textbook Cassidy right now. Spamming main. We don't go to the other end. We don't come to this door because it's not convenient for us, right? Like, this is such a long rotation, and no one there's no one to mark, right? So this is perfect. Nice. Break the TP. You have nothing else better to do. Oh my goodness gracious, where'd this hog come from? Oh my god. Okay, well. Pop Deadeye? Alright, cool. Shoot early? Great. Okay, textbook Cassidy once again. We're playing this really well. Hog is under us. Yeah, we need... Our whole team is fighting here. We need to drop. We need to just help them. I know I preach on this map not to drop. But if our whole team is fighting down there, we need to drop. Okay, we need to just help them real quick. And then walk back up. You have enough time to make the rotation back. Okay. We'll play here. Do we mark them? No, we don't. Okay. So that's a nice thing about this map is you can mark them on the side. I mean, there's a lot of risk you entailed in doing this, right? There's like no cover if you come over here and mark them. But it's not the end of the world anyway, because you can just play the high ground and shoot them on point, right? And it's a good range for you. So yeah, it's not like you have to do that. Same play. We need to just make a decision. Okay. Just make a decision on what you want to do. In this case, it's a little bit more obvious that you should kind of just wait it out and suffer the consequences of the point flipping. Because, like, the only plays you have, you don't really have options, right? Here, it's like, okay, I guess you could come wide, but is this really that great for you? No. Also, the rotation should be kind of long anyway. Your diva's in a position to touch the point, so I think you might just be better off just waiting, right? This one's a lot more obvious as for the other one. And that's why on the last point, I didn't really blame you that much. Like, because that sim wall was just straight up good. But in that situation, there were more options you had, right? The wall wasn't as oppressive as it is like here. Like here, it's like, well, you don't really have a lot you can do. But you end up choosing the right side, which, I mean, ends up panning out, right? But I think either play was fine. If you stayed on the left side, sure. If you went for the right play, this is probably the right play, like quote unquote right play on the right side. But I think either could have had its merit. Okay. Bomb goes through. And this is another situation where it's just like, I don't think you made the wrong, like if you're going to make the right play, like come to this right side, you needed to play here. Cause I mean, you're feeling it right now. This angle is just bad for Cass, man. It's just bad. They're under you. There's not a way to peek out. Like that's why this side is so much better. Like this would have been way more comfortable, but yeah, I think the mistake was you needed to just play this angle here. But yeah. Okay. Honestly, outside of making the rotation, you play that like that micro is fine. Okay, in this situation against the Roadhog, I am avoiding main as best as I can. So the problem is walking through this is going to be so hard. You can, if you want to play this and just farm Roadhog, sure. But I think the highest agency play I'm going to have for my team is to come this way and just shoot them in the back. Like, I think that's going to be the way I actually contribute the most. Well, how's our Genji die? I think he tries doing something similar, but he just does it. Okay. All right. Well, that's unlucky. Yeah, he needed to not die there. That's not your fault. Yeah, like you can kind of just feel how bad it is. Like, I think, yeah, splitting here is the best play for sure. Okay, we're down one, but I respect the Deadeye. It's a good angle. I mean, I would have actually preferred you to come here. Oh man, this sucks. Now that I'm actually like here, it kind of sucks. I don't mind this. Like, I actually don't mind it at all. They have to respect you. They have to try to make a play. You get slept. Like we should have been thinking about sleep, but it's kind of the risk you take. Like, I think this is a good play. You actually end up winning the fight because of this play. Great job. But yeah, that's like why coming right side is just better. Like, especially into a Roadhog, you're just not gonna be able to do anything in main. Cool. And then you want to get off the side of the map as fast as possible. Because like as I mentioned earlier, there's not a lot of rotations. You don't have any options. The high ground's not good. If they come under you, like, how are you gonna fight these guys? It's not great. Like, you want to be over here and fight them here, fight them here. As we've seen in the rest of your gameplay, you should just understand that this side's not great and just rotate back. Oh, okay, you want to mark the angle? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, but if you're going to mark this, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. I was going to say, if you're going to mark this, you should be hearing where the enemy team is and then be cutting out back this way because you want to be on the side of the map. But it's like OT, they have to force it. I don't know. It's kind of tough. But either way, I wouldn't have been marking this angle because I would have prioritized just being on the side of the map in general because it's just way better for Cass in general. Okay, that guy used Deadeye. Yeah, like this fight sucks. Like, all of this, everything you do here is gonna suck. Actual God Life Weaver grip here though. You needed to just still fight him. Just still fight the Weaver. Yeah. Yeah, you lose this because you just, like, you needed to be on the other side of the map. Is like what it comes down to. And you need to go Tracer to touch. But whatever. Yeah. Yeah, once you won the fight, coming back here was throw. Unfortunately, it's just not good for Cass. Unless you're, like, someone is already here and you're marking them, you should basically never be here. You should always, 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 always be here. And unfortunately, you get punished for it. That's just kind of what it comes down to. But this code wasn't that bad. I think you played, on first point, you played the macro really well. I think on average, you win this map. I'm going to be real. I think on average, you win this. This is just unlucky. And you should treat this as so. I wouldn't have changed very much about how you played this. Your second, I know I emphasize it a lot that this side of the map is really good for Cass, this high ground side. But just keep in mind, I say it for a reason, right? Like, this side is just not, there's not a lot you can do over here at all. On the point or up here, you really want to play for this. So that's what it kind of came down to. But other than that, that's all I have. And thank you for the code. Okay, I think that's it. Here. Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm gonna put out a ping. Okay, just put out a quick ping real quick. And call it a wrap. Cool. I'm gonna go ahead and stop streaming because I think that's gonna be a bulk of it.